This week, Face Off Hockey Show's back, like we have been for the past 17 odd years. How about that? We'll talk about John Tavares' homecoming being moved to a little bit more hostile territory in Long Island. William Nylander, what's happening there? And some injuries, and of course, some HHFY for you kids at home. It's all that in the bag of chips. Face Off Hockey Show right now.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face Off Hockey Show. With Scotty Waz. Sean O. And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Hey, everybody. We're here. What's happening? It's another Face Off Hockey Show for you on this Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. Hope things are going great. Johnny P is there.
I am here.
Mark with a C will join us soon. And Johnny, what'd you do this? You had a hockey weekend, sir.
I did have a hockey weekend. The Black Bears were in town again. Two good games this week. Both games went to shootout. I went to both games, took some pictures, some good ones. I deleted the ones that were bad. And yeah, all in all, good weekend. I noticed before the show that I put that Stanley Cup banner up a little bit high, so I had to zoom out my camera a little bit. I'll change that maybe at some point. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it looks fine.
What else? Something else occurred, I think. I ordered a new computer. It's not here yet, as you can probably tell. It's nice. i7 quad processor, double the processing speed, 8 gigabytes of RAM.
Shit.
I mean, the show should be humming.
Exactly.
I mean, this is the only reason I use this computer. Right. I mean, unless I like open this computer and there's like some kind of like mouse nest or something in it, I have a feeling this computer is dying.
Yes. And if there is a mouse nest in there, tell them to go faster.
True. Apparently, I'm not feeding it enough.
All right.
But yeah, that was pretty much the week. It was mostly hockey. I went to a pumpkin patch on Sunday, also as well with some friends to take family pictures. If there's not a more worthless place in this fucking world than a pumpkin patch, I don't know what is.
Corn maze, maybe?
It's so pompous and dumb. It's like, hey, let's go to the pumpkin patch. Let's get pictures taken in the pumpkin patch. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know. It's so stupid.
The problem is I know who you're talking about, and I can't say anything. I think I know who you're talking about. I have an idea who was the one who...
No, I'm not related to him.
Right, that's what I meant.
No, I'm not related to him.
Oh, you're not related to him?
No.
Oh. In that case, it's fine.
Yeah. No, they don't listen to the show either, so fuck it.
Not even better.
But yeah. So that we have a tomorrow. We have a photo shoot at work. We get our pictures taken.
Mm. Are you doing those too? Like you've done the voiceovers for things?
No, I'm not taking the pictures, but I get to dress up. I get to wear a suit. I'm gonna wear my suit from London, the one I bought in London, just to show it off. It's good tweed weather we got right now, so I'm gonna break out my tweed suit.
Nice, as you should.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, really. I didn't realize today was Wednesday because the Caps weren't playing, so I was like, "That's weird."
It's kind of odd. It's very weird.
Thought maybe we were going to do a show tomorrow night instead.
And they won a game that wasn't on Wednesday night too, so that was even weirder. So
things are coming together.
Finally, it's about time. what's more pompous, pumpkin patch pictures or any kind of engagement or baby photo pictures?
Um, engagement pictures are dumb, but they are like socially acceptable.
I don't know why or how.
I don't. It's just another way for people to make money, right? Like,
That's fine. I understand. I'm just worried about the aesthetic. My big so I am going to have to go with the any kind of baby picture. Like it like the baby picture is like, oh, I'm 10 weeks old. I enjoyed the list kind of thing.
uh,
That
yeah.
annoys me for some reason. I don't know why. It shouldn't, but it does.
You know what? You know the pictures that annoy me the worst are the pregnancy pictures,
That's pretty bad.
or the pictures of the newborn baby that's not wearing clothes. Like, I get it; they're newborns. Like, that's the way they come into this world. But like, put some clothes on the kid if you're taking pictures and like posting them all over the world. He doesn't want to grow up when he's 14 and find out that he had pictures of when he was like 7 days old, buck naked, sitting in a basket. Because you always stick babies in baskets for some reason as well.
Yeah, I don't get that either. It's kind of Jesus-y. But yeah, no, I think the pregnancy pictures are bad. Any basic white girl photo, I guess.
What do you mean with your Starbucks?
Yeah, with your Starbucks and your Uggs and your too many hashtags. Like, no one cares about your life. We don't care if you're not shoveling anymore. Get a job.
I feel like
Almost
my Under Armour, my Under Armour vest is gonna catch it at some point too. With my Under Armour, I got an Under Armour 3/4 length sleeve. I've moved into the 3/4 length sleeve shirt.
Nice.
I already have a bunch of 3/4 length pants.
Here's how well that goes together. I thought that was all one thing.
Right? It's amazing. Thank you, Under Armour.
We'll call you 3/4 Johnny. That'll be your mafia name.
That's fine.
Johnny 3/4.
Johnny 3/4. Sounds right, actually.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that was pretty much it. I spent my life at the either looking at pictures, fixing pictures, or taking pictures this past weekend.
If you haven't seen Johnny's pictures from this weekend, they were momaculous, as Sean O'Connor would say. Facebook.com/FOHS radio. You can check them out there. Those are fantastic, especially the Connor Pooley picture. Oh,
I was in a really good spot. The Black Bears this past weekend decided that they wanted to score goals only when I was in the corner that they were scoring goals in. So it helped me out. It made the picture taking much easier for me.
Excellent.
Except for the 2 goals that I missed. One while I was getting baked ziti,
Sure.
and the other while Murray was talking to me about the chicken fingers. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Fucking Murray's the best.
He asked me how the chicken fingers were, so we talked about chicken fingers for a little bit.
Did you
He
tell
was
him
walking around with the dog all weekend. Also, I couldn't get a picture with the dog. I thought it might be too weird to be like, "Hey, can I get a picture of you and your dog?"
No, they posted a picture of the dog doing merchandise sales.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah. It's there.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was a therapy dog at first, but
it could be just his own. He owns the rink. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
That's true. He's building a second rink.
Yeah. Is that built yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
That's a shame.
I don't even know if it's back there, really.
It's kind of just shelled off.
And I just remembered last night that the Black Bears have 2 games in January that are at Rockville, which I probably won't go to, and Laurel.
Mhm.
So I had to print out a new schedule because I didn't have that on the schedule I printed out. And I'm like, definitely would have showed up at Piney Orchard on a Saturday night and been like, yep, no one's here.
The fuck is everybody? By the way, I like the Brits saying that that Piney Orchard looks like one of their old rinks.
Well, so here was the bad part, right? And I didn't want to be
That guy.
I didn't want to be a jerk,
Okay.
but I tried to be a jerk without being a jerk. But like I was extremely close to say, well, I did write, yeah, but this is perfect for a junior team. And implying you're talking about rinks for your professional league in England and comparing it to a league of 16 to 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
And being like, oh, yeah, those rinks look exactly the same. That one looks like Hull, but it's got better lighting. Like, oh, come on, guys.
Guys, come on. Guys.
And plus, the one guy's name was Damon Hall. So when he talked about Hall, and
I was talking about his own
I
race.
was going to make a joke to go back to the other guy, but I decided against it. I thought that they were just digging at that point. So,
Um,
but I'm glad that our junior rinks match up to the EIHL rinks over there.
and I went through the backstage area. Ryan let me hang out there and gave me a tour of everything, and they really spruced it up. I gotta bring it up now.
I like how the away teams have to use 2 locker rooms.
Yeah, that's how it is. Like because they have to have like a change room and all this other stuff. They try to make it as professional as possible back there. Whatever, because they got to stay there whole weekend. So
Yeah, but they so the away teams actually bring all of their equipment into the Black Bears locker room area after the game, because there are obviously other like games going on throughout the day,
yeah.
the next day, and they need those locker rooms. They can't not have those locker rooms. So the away team, I always see them walking through the arena with their gear to like take it to the other end of the arena where the Black Bears have all their stuff.
Yeah, and it also helps with the drying process and everything. So this actually came in yesterday. The Black Bears put their ceiling light in. So instead of having the logo on the floor, they have the logo on the ceiling.
It's nice.
And then there's Bruno the Bear just chilling.
Yeah.
Straight
Draw
chilling
me
the
like
most.
one of your French girls.
Right? So there we go. Black Bear's doing it big. You know what? Murray, God bless Murray. I've talked to Murray. He's a great dude. Really putting his heart and soul into this. And it's showing. And this team's really fun to watch. Although, like,
I'm fun to watch.
I'm
fun to watch. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I said I'm up in the UND press box. Just nothing's happening in the UND game, and I'm just like freaking out over a damn goal after they come back from like fucking 4-1 down.
They're extremely fun to watch in the way that the Cardiac Kids Orioles used to be fun to watch.
Oh, right. Jesus
We were
Christ.
like, oh, they're down 6-1. Whoa, they're winning a game. How did that happen?
Hey, oh yeah, I like it. It's down 4-1. Take out the German. Here we go.
Yeah, was it over when the No, that's
like I said, I was up in the UND press box this week, doing my dang thing as they took on Minnesota State Mankato. Lost 7-4. I think they won 4-something. They won the second game. They won Saturday night. And then they play
DUR.
They play in Vegas this weekend against Minnesota in the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame Classic.
Oh, nice.
Not at the big arena in Vegas; it's the smaller arena. So, what can you do? But yeah, I've also been dealing with a sick Jen. So she's on now. She was on her second antibiotic, and that was really screwing with her system. So now we might be on a third antibiotic coming up soon. Yeah, so she's very sick. So we'll see how this all points out. Other than that,
I had to get my flu shot this week also.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Luckily this year I wore short sleeve polo shirt for that day.
Perfect.
And didn't have to like strip down in front of people
Nice.
in the middle of the hallway.
Hot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that. I got mine earlier in the year, and then now I gotta freaking prepare my body prepare my liver as the call comes back this weekend.
Have you been training?
No, God no.
Oh,
I've been still drying out from the last time.
Oh well, hopefully shampoo effect kicks in and you just go straight to drunk quickly.
Yeah, just be done with it. So that's happening.
Sounds like you should make a trip to Maryland at some point.
Right?
Bring everyone.
Just bring everyone. Just bring the green suit. Green hat. Anyway. So yeah, she's been dealing with the St. Cloud boys as they're just straight dominating. So they're going to be a fun team to watch this year. I think that was my week. I'm trying to think of what else happened. Anything? I had a healthcare event.
More than Jen being sick?
Yeah, I know, right? I had a healthcare horizons thing that to do. So fun day worth of like seminars and shit.
Oh, sounds awesome.
And then I got a peer leadership interviewer thing because I'm going to be helping in charge of new hires. And I got to figure out what to do with screw trays and turning that around. So I'm not getting paid anymore for it. Like, it's like, I don't know. Maybe I got to get a better agent. Got to get a better
I don't
agent.
know. I feel like if at some point, like Jen has a job in this area, that I know enough people at hospitals that you will be able to have a job easy.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. My biggest thing is just let's get down there. I don't even care about the job. Let's just get down there, make this shit happen.
Well, you've been down here.
Well, stay down here.
Jen doesn't want to leave, but then she does.
Right, then she does because yeah.
She needs money too.
Yes, exactly, and she needs to pay out those student loans. That's why she needs a job in some kind of public sector, something.
Scepter. That was a Bond movie, wasn't it?
I think so. All right, let's get to some stuff.
All right.
None of us won the Powerball, so obviously we're doing or Mega Millions, so we're doing the show.
Well, that's why I bought a new computer.
Right.
Just kidding.
Power.
See what condition my condition was in.
I'm just assuming this is next.
Oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
Yeah, I was looking around because I heard something fall outside. I didn't know what the hell it was. It might have been Jen. Who's to say?
Oh no.
I think we're fine though. It wasn't a big thud.
Jen's not a big thud.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I'm going to build my third Oyo rink this week, or fourth Oyo rink this weekend.
Nice.
The caps ceremonial rink. It'd be right there behind me, right there. And the Zamboni's already there. Zamboni's already there.
It's
just
almost
chilling
too
out.
bad it doesn't come with the Stanley Cup Finals slots that you can put down.
Oh, dude, I was so pissed when they said they weren't going to do like a Stanley Cup special. Like, you motherfuckers. Love you, but goddamn you.
Yeah, jerks.
Anyhow, Pecorine, he left the game on I think Monday night, and he's now on IR. So my bold prediction of UC Saros getting more starts than Pecorine looking pretty good right now.
That UC Saros pick in the 15th round of the Face Off Hockey Show Hockey League for me is fantastic.
Looking good. Alex Radulov, lower body injury. He's day-to-day, but aren't we all? Thomas Plekanec having lower back issues. He is going to be out several weeks, as the kids like to say. Ty Ratty's got a midsection issue. He's on the IR. While Christian Dvorak of the Arizona Coyotes tore his pec, and he is out indefinitely. Michael Raffle, lower body injury, 4 to 6 weeks for your Philadelphia Flyer as well. Urho Vakanainen had a concussion. He's day-to-day. And that concussion made Mark Borowetsky of the Ottawa Senators suspended for 1 game after he gave the people's elbow to Vakanainen. So that's what is up. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Patreon pick this week.
Also, just to throw this out there, the Caps are on their West Coast swing. They're in like Edmonton and Vancouver and stuff, which means I haven't seen a game in weeks.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird. Why did my Patreon log out? You sons of bitches.
That's the only bad part about getting a new computer is that you have to like set it back up.
Yeah, I mean, well, the good thing with Chrome at least is that you can go ahead and
Well, yeah, it'll keep
go
all
ahead.
my bookmarks, which is good.
Right.
Thankfully,
Well,
Chrome
like
was
people-
the issue though. Apparently, Hangouts is the culprit for this
Yeah.
issue.
Well, I meant you don't have to completely like remember all your passwords. It should at least store them.
Oh yeah, that too.
So, we'd like to thank all our Patreon folk. You people are great to us.
What do you mean, you people?
I mean, the people who give us money.
Okay, good.
I love the people that give us money. I love the people who don't give us money, but I like the people who give us money too. You could be like Brian and Angela and Sean. You could be like Damon and Matthew and Mark and Trista, or even Mitch, Chris, Ethan, Kevin, or Jeff. Go to patreon.com/faceoffhockeyshow. Check it out. See what tier you want. We got to do an extra show sooner or later. I don't know what the hell will you do it on.
What we
or
talk
whatever.
about again?
Huh?
I mean, we could talk about draft trips.
We could. That'd be very. We should.
We could do draft trips. We could do the. Oh, I covered 2 Winter Classics, and you covered 2 Heritage Classics. So we could talk about that in a special show. What other cool things have we done?
You've been to the All-Star game. That trip apparently was great.
The All-Star game, where I almost killed Sportsology before it started.
Well, you should have.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have some things we could talk about. I'm sure if people know us long enough, they've heard these stories. I mean, Sean is part of these stories. Maybe we could get Sean on for the special show.
If we could,
I mean, he gives us $1 every month, but I think that he needs to come on to talk about some of the draft trips.
it really should. We should get the Limes moniker out of him.
Yeah, we can talk about the infamous Minnesota trip where we left Sean Leahy by himself to hang out with the groupies, and then I texted Sean O'Connor to tell him that I was sorry that we left him at the bar.
Yeah, we really should have Sean on to talk about some stuff. We should do a bit of all the famous people we know. But how'd you hear about us?
Wow.
How'd you find out about us?
Well, you guys were sending out emails to people to come
Exactly.
on this dumb hockey show.
I got on this BraveNet mailing list.
Hey, they used to send for a while. I mean, like up until I think it was like 4 years ago, my Hotmail account every year on my birthday would get a happy birthday reminder from the Face Off Hockey Show message boards.
That's fucking brilliant. That's great. All right, so the winner this week, there was the two choices were being Bettman smart after a comment that Brian Burke made, and the gestation period of a trade. Because there's a story out here. The winner is the gestation period of the trade.
Ooh.
So we'll talk about Bettman smart probably. So maybe we should do that. We should take all the losers of the Patreon segment and talk about those.
Well, losers.
Right. Where the hell is it? Because there was an article about the Brandon Saad. There it is. Stan Bowman, the general manager of the Blackhawks, said it's too soon to decide a winner of the June 2017 trade that saw Teni Panarin go to Columbus for Brandon Saad.
Oh.
So
Okay.
Bowman's told Mark Lazarus of The Athletic that scoring statistics alone shouldn't decide which wins the trade. You can't measure it just on performance in one season. You got to remember there's a bigger picture, which is the player's status and their leverage and contract negotiations. If you base it off of offensive production last year, then you would have concerns, but it's a different story than that. I understand why you're asking and why people look at it way, but I don't look at it that way. So
It seems like a massive cop-out.
yeah, I guess the question is, when is the true gestation period of a trade? Like, when can you determine who won out on a trade? Now, a year, maybe.
Well, okay, so how are we looking at this? Are we looking at this as fans? Are we looking at this as pundits? Are we looking at this as some guy that had a stupid fuck master plan that he didn't tell anyone else about, but I swear to God, this trade's going to work out for us?
I think you have to look at it from all angles. I mean, most people just look at it.
Good.
At what's that?
Okay, I'm okay with that. I was just
Okay.
trying to figure out which angle I was taking.
We're gonna go all angles. So, as a fan, what do you look for in a win? It's immediate success or immediate decline of your team, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So, like,
I mean, there's definitely a short term. There's definitely a short term for a fan. A fan is much more what have you done for me lately than anything else.
So, since we're Caps fans, the biggest ones that come to mind obviously, the Erat for Forsberg trade.
Right. Loser.
Which, very big loser. Because Erat was garbage. And
the Caps were a loser for that 6 months after it. So
yeah, absolutely. And they didn't win a Stanley Cup after it happened, and it was done.
Fedorov.
The Fedorov trade was a winner. And I was just
winner.
winner. I was looking up the details of that.
That was Babe Ruth and a draft pick.
Yeah, Teddy Ruth, and that was it. It wasn't even a draft pick.
Oh,
it was just Teddy. Sorry, Theo Ruth. His name is now Theo Ruth, according to Wikipedia.
Okay, Theo.
Right.
I'll take it. I'll give it to you.
And then it worked out because Fedorov signed a 1 year, $4 million contract. So,
like I would even say that the Kempny trade is massively huge for the Capitals. They just gave up a draft pick and won the Stanley Cup with the guy.
Oh yeah. I mean that's like those kind of deals are pretty. But when you go for the Shea Weber deal, the PK Subban deal.
Okay.
Let's look at that one.
I feel like that one's been long enough.
I think that it's been 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's way too much time actually.
I would say Nashville hooped Mark Bergevin.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because Shea Weber is not the fleetest of foot, and he's been injured.
Well, not even the injured part. You can also look at the fact that that PK Subban put up more points. His team made it farther. His team made it.
Johnny, are you there? Johnny, can you hear me? Johnny, did you drop? Johnny, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, you're back.
Hi. I think we got kicked out. I was making too good of a point, and I think that the Canadian brass kicked me out.
Yeah.
So what I was saying was that like the Canadians win on all fronts on this one. I mean the Nashville wins on all fronts on this one because PK Subban puts up more points by himself. Then the Predators have made it farther in the playoffs. The Predators made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like this one should be done and dusted.
Shea Weber hasn't made an appearance this season. Only played 26 games
He's
last
the
season.
captain, though. He is the captain.
Yeah, no, they're doing great.
I mean, don't mess with the Canadians captain.
No, heavens no. Unless he doesn't speak French, and then at that point, you get
apparently Google Hangouts decided that my internet connection stopped, which is weird because it's wired.
I know. I get that message all the time. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm looking at the plugin right now.
I can't wait until this new computer better be amazing.
So as a fans, it's obviously a quick thing. Now, as punditry, as pundits as we are.
So I think that they need to look at it on longer term.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that pundits can take a short-term view on things.
Right.
Because you're supposed to analyze things better. You should be analyzing things more than a fanatic. Which I made a great fanatic strap on.
I saw that. It was fantastic.
Facebook. Oh, it was good.
You got Lyle good.
I know that's not what he was talking about, but God, it was amazing. I feel like a pundit needs to look more into it. It's not such a short-term thing with them. So I would give the gestation period longer for them. Maybe like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
2-3 years, maybe.
Sure. So like this Panarin for sad deal. So Panarin's got 1 year left on his contract at $6 million. Mr. Saad has 3 years left at $6 million. And then they're both UFAs. Panarin probably not going to return. Saad, who knows what's going to happen. You got to remember Saad got that contract from the Columbus Blue Jackets before he got traded back. So,
but also the Blackhawks have been junk since. So,
and that has a lot to do with the lack of money they have. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but that's their own doing.
Exactly, that's their own fault. So that's also, it brings up your earlier point of just like what a big cop out.
Yeah.
They're given $10.5 million each, so $21 million total to Kane and Taves, deservedly so. But you're also giving Duncan Keith 5.5 for the next 5 years.
Oh well.
And then you gave Cam Ward $3 million as a backup.
Cam Ward looked pretty good this week. I watched him play.
Yeah, he's going through his phase where he starts looking good and tries to take over number one spot despite the fact that he's trash. And then, just as huh?
We have Mark.
Hey, Mark.
I snuck in.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
All right.
We're talking about gestation period of a trade and how you can determine a winner and loser.
I like making judgments right away, as fast as possible.
Snap judgment, Mark, is what we called him in high
I
school.
never change my mind.
Nope.
I'm
Never
always
wavering.
First time.
And even beforehand.
Yeah. I mean,
healthy Bear Jackman for Ovechkin.
yeah. I mean, who knows? I could have been right all along. It never came to. Who knows? The Caps could have won a Stanley Cup sooner than they won it now. If
Couple
that trade
Stanley
would have
Cups.
happened. Yeah, they might have all 5 fingers covered in Stanley Cup rings with a healthy Barrett Jackman. But we'll never know.
Never know. Hey, Ole Kolzig had his day with the cup. How about that?
I thought
Yesterday.
the cup symbolically got put back into its case and taken back to the Hall of Fame.
Nah. It's still around. Like there's like 3 cups. There's the original, there's the one on display, and then there's the one that travels.
I do find it hilarious that that Jay Beagle and Philip Grubauer have to wait until they come through Washington to get their rings. I find that hilarious.
Or wait for Washington to come to them, because that's what the Caps did with Beagles.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
Vancouver.
wait until their paths cross at least. I guess you don't want to mail that sort of thing.
No.
Yeah, still.
How would you send that? How much insurance would you have to put on a Stanley Cup ring?
I don't know.
A lot.
Is that one of the UPS choice options?
You might have to. You might have to do the My Choice. I just want to pick this up in store, please.
Let's put it in one of those Amazon lockers.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's safe.
Was that John?
He asked us how this sounds, and then he left.
He's having problems with his computer. He's back again. He bought a new one.
Yeah,
So
I know.
we'll see how this
I
goes for him.
all
He's
of my
back.
profits from the show into that computer.
There you go. That was a slow descent on
Yeah.
the way out. Yeah, so I have a new computer on the way, Mark. In case you didn't hear that.
Yeah, I know. You told me.
I mean, I told you, but I didn't order it until before the show tonight because I wanted to see if this thing would work.
It appears it is not working.
No. So I'm souping it up, doubling and dividing by 2 on the new computer.
There it is.
So the last step of this is delusional GM who apparently has an idea that he told no one else about.
Yeah. So the idea that, hey, we know Panarin's going to leave. We know he's not going to come back. So having Brandon Saad for the same amount of money for 2 more years and knowing he might resign, much better than giving rid of Artemi Panarin, who's probably much more talented than Brendan Saad.
If this is the case, and if this is how we're supposed to look at every trade in the future, I would like GMs to now tell me what they were thinking when they were making trades.
Oh, this would be a great HBO mic'd up. Wouldn't that? Oh, I would love to see these.
I would love that
This could
as
be like the Amazon Prime series. What was that like? All or Nothing?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Could you imagine All or Nothing Dale Talon? Ugh.
Oh, it'd be great.
It'd just to be him trying to figure out how a fax machine works.
What about All or Nothing Mike Milbury?
It'd be like, no, I swear, this Zdeno Chara guy, slow, fast, no, slow, tall. He won't be anything in the NHL. Let's get rid of him.
No muscle.
This would be great. Do
I
you
would
think this would undermine GM's abilities to make trades if there were cameras following them around at all times?
Nah.
I don't think it would. It would only happen if it came out after the fact, right? Like, I mean, it can't be like the next week or something. It would have to be like 6 or 8 months later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it would have to be time. I, for one, welcome it. I, for one, want this Amazon Prime series. And we should get going. We should produce this.
Yeah.
Kevin Potter is on tonight. He wants to know what McPhee would say about the Erat trade.
He probably thought that was the best trade. I mean, could you imagine McPhee sitting in his office with a glass of bourbon or scotch after that trade, just patting himself on the back like our playoff squad is complete.
So I want to know. I want to know how it started, though. Like, I want to know: did George McPhee call Nashville and be like, "Hi, so we want to get Martin Erat,"
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Okay, who would you want in return?" And they're like, "Well, what about that Forsberg kid?" And they're like, well, we already have a bunch of other Swedish guys on our team. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's throw them in.
Yeah. Listen, I think the deal was we needed a right winger. That's all we needed to do. Next question.
That's
As
true.
classic,
It would be like a 2.5 second
yeah.
response.
Is
George
there a
McPhee,
Go
not
ahead.
the biggest on words,
Is
not the
there a
biggest man for words.
Is
Still
there a
one of the
super
best-
secret GM like listserv? Because I feel like this is gonna go down like in my fantasy football league where I'm like, look, guys, I really need a wide receiver, and I'm willing to give up pretty much any one of my running backs, and I'm willing to talk draft picks for next year. So hit me back if you're interested. I feel like this is how this got to go.
I'm
Who
very
cold calls another. I feel like it's tough to cold call a GM out of the blue and be like,
Could you imagine that, though?
look, here's the thing.
You're like, hold on. I'm getting a cell phone call from DC. I'm probably going to have to take this. Hello? Hey, how are you? It's George.
No, here's the call.
It's George. We used to work together.
So David Poyle picks up the phone. Hello. I want Erat. I'll give you Forsberg. What do you say? Okay. Papers in the facts. Click. The hell just happened? As he's applying lacquer number like 14 on his hair, David Poyle.
Was that a second round pick a part of that trade too? Isn't that why it was the worst trade of all time? We gave up a second round pick and Peter Forsberg, I thought, for that.
Well,
For
not Peter.
For Erat. Not Peter
No,
Forsberg.
they
Philip
got
Forsberg.
Michael Latta.
that
So
what
it's
it was?
Erat and Michael Latta for Philip Forsberg.
I could have sworn there was a pick that went the other way. I'm looking it up.
I'm gonna look it up there.
While we do that. What else?
So that's just the idea of just the three phases. Like you have one as a fan, you have one as a as the pundit, and you have one as the GM. Though I love the idea of the exit interview. Like it's almost like after Big Brother, where you get pulled in the room with Julie Chen or whoever does it now.
That would be good.
And you get, why did you make this move? Why was this move a thing?
Actually,
it would
I
definitely
would
need to be Julie Chen, though.
Yeah, I would definitely take the Survivor type interviews, like in the panic room, little
Oh, yeah.
closet that has no windows or anything and no lights. There's just one spotlight on them,
I for
like
one,
an
I would love that.
interrogation. I'm in. If we can sell this to Amazon Prime, I'm in. I want to be a part of this. Let's get Adam on it. Adam Scorgi can do this.
Oh, he would be perfect for it. Yeah, we should get him on that.
I'll pitch him with the idea.
Yeah.
I call his cell
how do you
phone
get the
since I
ball?
have his cell phone.
How do you get this ball rolling, though? I mean, I feel like they wouldn't want to sell themselves out on terrible trades. It's almost like you have to get one GM talking shit about another GM to get the ball rolling.
You almost
Brian
have to have a GM like bash board.
Right. Like
Bring that
burn
back.
book. Yeah.
Yeah, burn book. Do that whole thing again.
Yeah. Because then one GM calls out another GM and then it just starts all downhill from there. And then people start calling each other out and then telling stories and then you get all the dirty secrets.
Mm-hmm.
But it won't just happen out of the blue, I don't think. We got to figure this out secretly. Pretend like we're not talking about it on a YouTube radio show right now.
That was the weirdest sentence you've had. A YouTube radio show.
I know. I'm trying to get back into form here.
I understand. It's going to take a couple weeks. It's like you just came off of Pulley Ryan. So yeah, there we go. Our Patreon pick. Patreon.com/Face Off Hockey Show. Holla if you hear me. Charles Huang passed away at age 74. Former owner of your New York Islanders. Whoopsie. So that sucks.
I think he's probably at least top 3 of owners that we've talked about on this show for the duration of our show. We had a lot to say way back when during the Lighthouse Project.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention is it his grandson or nephew that used to help them make picks?
His son.
That was his son?
Yeah, short round.
He seemed very young to be his son.
Yeah.
To each their own.
Exactly.
But yeah, short round. So what has he been up to? He sold the Islanders, right? So what has he been up to since then?
He's just doing business stuff. He was doing charity work. It's just stuff for the World Children's Foundation, missing exploited children. That foundation. Yeah, he retired from He was just living the retired life. Away he went.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Godspeed.
Exactly. So, one of the guys he picked, John Tavares, his homecoming to New York just got a little bit more interesting, as it was announced today that the game will be moved from Barclays Center to Uniondale, back in the Nassau Coliseum, so that all the crazy Long Islanders can come out and voice their displeasure for John Tavares.
That's a great move.
That's a clutch move right there.
This is well played. Whose decision was that?
I don't know, but they should get more money for it.
Wait, so who gets to make that? You can't just unilaterally change the location of games in mid-season.
I think you can. Why not? You own both the arenas, or you're renting from one arena. You own the other arena.
Yeah, but at what point are you like, okay, so we're playing against, we're playing against the Oilers. All right, we need to slow Connor McDavid down. So let's get that shitty ice in Brooklyn. That's what we're playing against the Oilers tonight, right?
Yeah.
And then if they're playing against like the Coyotes, then you move them out to Nassau because it's cheaper to have a game out there, and nobody's going to come into that game. So why bother firing up all the lights in Brooklyn?
Well, I think that the Nassau is bigger than Barclays. So if you want to sell more tickets, you put an event like that in Nassau all day, every day.
Plus, screw. I'm gonna turn off my video. I think that's the problem right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Plus, screw Barclays at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, you're on your way out as long as that deal in Belmont doesn't go through or doesn't fall through.
Yeah,
makes sense.
What's the point? I don't get the whole 2 arena thing. Like, I get that they have both arenas, but at what point does the NHL have to be like, you have to pick? You can't just change the location of a game.
Why not?
Or can you?
Why not? The NFL does it all the time with times.
What? Yeah. Not the location.
Time and location, I think, are very parallel, sir.
You
were going to say in what universe?
Yeah. Have you been reading A Wrinkle in Time again, Scott?
I have been. It's the only book I've been reading constantly. But no, I mean, I don't know why you can't. It's not like they're moving it to Kansas City.
Going to
But who's to say if I was an owner of a team and I owned arenas in both Kansas City and, I don't know, pick another place that's not Kansas City, why can't I be like, you know what? I want this game to be at my Kansas City arena, because why not? Because those guys haven't had a game in a while, so I'm going to move it there.
Why do you hate the Uniondale so much?
I don't hate Uniondale.
Why do you
You've been there. You met Sean Leahy there.
Leahy there
at a Penguins Islanders game.
Mhm.
It was delightful.
And he thought it was me.
Yeah.
Legitimately thought it was you, and that's where the gag started, I believe.
Yeah, gag.
But
No, I still think I still believe that Sean Leahy thinks we're the same person.
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He's met us both
mhm.
at the same time.
But no, I'm just saying if they wanted this to be at Nassau Coliseum, this seems like something that should be on the schedule when the schedule comes out. That's just what I'm thinking.
Why?
The Black
cares?
Bears moved games.
Yeah,
They don't
that was
even
always-
own the other arenas.
They do actually. Well, they own Rockville. They don't
Okay.
own the other one.
Yeah, I have to
Whatever.
drive to Laurel.
Yeah,
Who wants to be in Laurel?
no one.
And the sightlines in Laurel are the worst.
Pretty garbage. Pretty garbage.
Anyway, so whatever. That's all.
Let's
That's
see if I can sit in the penalty box in Laurel and take pictures from there.
Oh, that'd be fantastic if you could.
I mean, obviously, you guys disagree with this. It's fine.
Oh,
We
I
can have
love it.
differing opinions.
Well, yeah, because I love it because you're gonna get every Long Island nutso who even cared about John Tavares when he was there coming back to just throw pitchforks out on the ice at him.
And they're not going to have their jerseys. They burned them all.
And they're not gonna and you can get more people into that arena. So it's better for the league if they have this at Nassau. It's at least 3,000, 4,000 more people.
I just feel like there needs to be a process. You can't just say
The game's not until February. If you can't fucking figure out how to get your ticket for fucking now to February, you need a helmet to live.
So are you, Mark? I think Mark's really looking out for that Brooklyn guy that has season tickets. And it's
guess.
like fucking hell. I have to go out there.
Like, what if people try to sell their Brooklyn season ticket that says, Brooklyn on the ticket or whatever the hell, then at Barclays Center? It says it on the ticket, probably. It's an electronic ticket, granted, but people are going to try to scam. They're going to be like, yeah, the game's at Barclays. Here's $20 for a seat. And then
I
there's going
guess
to be a
what,
bunch of
that's their
That's
own
dummies.
smart.
problem.
That's
It-
smart. Actually,
Yeah, that is smart. And I think that if they can't figure that out, then that's on them. Honestly, if you're that dumb, that's your problem.
I want to find the one person that bought season tickets that lives in Brooklyn.
Right? I would love it. Like, who cares? Like, I love that it's in Nassau because screw John Tavares. Essentially, that's the only reason why.
And the second question is that how is that the first time that Toronto's going to be in?
I know that is so late in the season.
Yeah. What are they playing 4 times in the last 2 months?
I think so. I think literally that's how it goes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because no, they probably play in Toronto like 2 or 3 times before they get to New York.
How many times do they play each other a year? 5?
4 or 5. They're in the same conference, but not in the same division, so they're not seeing each other ad nauseum.
Never mind.
It's like the Cap Sabres because every year I go to a Cap Sabres game
That's right.
with Herman, and the Caps play the Sabres twice in the same week at the end of December. And it's so inconvenient that we're quite literally thinking about going to the game in Buffalo in February
Wow.
because it's probably going to be cheaper. One, we probably won't have the douchebags that are like, "Hey, I became a Caps fan last year," and we can actually go and have fun. Plus, I've never seen an actual game in Buffalo, and when they score a goal, they've got a great goal song.
That is true. And also you gotta figure that you can see the Wasteland Apocalypse again. It's always
True.
nice. So there we go. Mark hates Uniondale. Confirmed. He says Sean Leahy can fuck himself.
I think Mark had to. So I remember talking to Mark about the Coliseum, and he was kind of thrown off in the fact that you walk in the upper deck.
Yeah.
I remember this conversation. It was like 15 years ago. No, it's probably like 10 years ago. Actually,
Yeah.
It is strange though. I'm not used
It's
to
really
walking in on the
strange.
second floor because you think it's ground level, and here we are with the ice underground level. It's not so. It's crazy. I mean, what if it floods? What's gonna happen then? There'd be more
Yeah.
water on the ice. And then
I
what do
went
you
to the
do?
Coliseum once. I went in. I had airplane bottles of liquor in every finger of a pair of gloves. And I had them in a pocket that was in front, like a pouch in front of underneath my jersey. And the lady was like, "Hey, like what do you got?" And I was like, "Oh, it's just a hat and gloves." And they're like, oh, "Okay, go ahead in." Yeah, we got real drunk that night off of
shit.
souvenir sodas. It was really weird.
Those are the best. Best times.
Interessante. Jordan Tutu retired too. Everybody,
Oh wow.
13 seasons. I thought he retired last year, so
Yeah.
that shows what I know. And also, Adam Foote was named head coach of your Kelowna Rockets of the WHL.
Excellent.
So there you
How
go.
many Avalanche from that team now have been on a coaching staff? That's a lot of them, right? Joe Sacco
Sakic and Sacco.
and Sacco,
Rob Blake's the GM of the Kings now.
Connor Walchuk.
Kano was coach of the Thunderbirds of Seattle.
I'm sure Forsberg's coaching something in Sweden.
Dale Hunter was the head coach of the Caps.
I thought you were saying that Forsberg was Dale Hunter's coach.
Yes.
Rob Blake is on somebody's staff.
Yeah, I said he was the LA Kings
Okay.
GM.
This is like an early haha, fuck you.
Right. Now name the
Pat-
team. I'm going to
Patrick
name
Waugh.
you.
I forgot
Waugh,
Patrick
yeah,
Waugh.
Waugh.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of coaches on one team.
Alex
What-
Tenge's on NHL Network.
That's true.
Anyway,
There we go. We did it.
Chris Drury's probably doing something somewhere.
Nice.
Chris Drury's teaching people how to throw curveballs at 6. And they're like, "Weren't you a hockey player?" He's like, "Yeah, but have you ever seen my stats in the Little League World Series?"
Okay, but Coach Drury, I'm 7. Why do I need Tommy John surgery again?
It's gonna loosen up that elbow. You'll be able to throw 5 miles per hour faster.
No. The question would be, who's Tommy John?
Yeah, it's Tommy John, and why does he have a surgery? Oh, by the way, if you hadn't seen ScottyWaz.com and but judging by the numbers, you haven't.
That's why I don't look at our numbers.
Exactly. So because I forgot to promote it on Facebook, that's probably the reason. So the Florida Everblades are doing something new. Their new sponsor of their arena is Hertz. Hertz Rent-A-Car, Hertz Travel, Hertz everything.
I hope they have the Hertz hits of the night.
That'd be great. But now their warm-up jerseys are all yellow. So they got the Everblades logo, but a yellow bright jersey for their warm-ups. And their ice is yellow.
Oh,
That's
if I've ever been taught anything, it's that you don't eat yellow snow.
Right? Yellow, it was all yellow.
It was all yellow. Yeah. Is it cold?
Look at the stars.
Is it
Look how they look at the goal siren. Look at the goal lights. Look how they shine for you
Hmm.
and everything you do.
You know what? Speaking about goal lights real quick, and I don't mean to change the subject real quickly because I'll come back to it. But I was watching some highlights from the KHL, and I love the fact that their goal light is effectively a spotlight that shows up on the goalie's
on the
back.
goalie, yeah. It's a fucking strobe light. And if he has epilepsy, he just seizes out.
Sorry, continue. We can go back to the yellow ice now.
Yes. Well, thank you.
I was asking if it was cold where they played, and you guys just skated right over that.
Like they did the yellow ice.
Uh,
So I'm trying to.
It wasn't a good joke anyway.
No, you're right. It wasn't. Come on. Show me the picture. Show me the picture. Show me the picture. Show me the picture.
money.
Show me. Boom, 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 boom. Jesus Christ. Like, honestly. Come on. Florida Everblades.
Good.
I don't need to know everything about every week. Just show me the yellow ice, you cocks. Tired of this. Jesus, I don't care. Roster moves. Eat my ass.
That would be weird if they changed their changed their logo to the Cox as well.
That'd be great.
I thought I was upset about Nassau Coliseum hosting a game, and here you are.
Well, we're not
I
talking
love
about tedious
computer.
things like, they can't move because of things. All right, so here's the jerseys. Here's the Hertz jerseys.
Okay.
I'm
Like
fine
yellow.
with those.
And good.
Hertz, that's fine. It's a warm-up jersey. It's fine. Here's the ice. It just looks like it's got shitty lighting.
That's what I was gonna say. It looks like a bad filter and very terrible lighting.
That's going to be there all year.
What the hell is that?
It's yellow ice, bro.
Yeah, that looks awful. How do you do
terrible.
that? Do you put like lemonade packets in the water? Like, how do you get that to happen?
You paint it. You paint it. You add additive to it. I'm
That
sure.
can't be a painting because it's too pale.
Food dye. Put food dye in there.
I'm going with lemonade packets.
It doesn't match the time the Stockton Thunder had to play on the ice that was all painted. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
You know what?
Was that the blue ice or the pink ice? There was like blue ice, if I remember correctly, as well.
There was
It
blue
had
ice.
orange lines.
Yeah,
For
and
this-
that was the AHL when in Buffalo. The AHL, the NHL tested out blue ice with the wide lines, where the blue line was orange and the red line was blue.
So for the sake of getting Scotty to show us this ice, I'm gonna say no. I haven't seen it. Please. Let me see.
Okay. So this is from a YouTube capture. Now you gotta remember the year was 2014. So video was shit for the minor leagues.
I don't remember
Katy
what I was
Perry was
trying to
still
Google.
blonde.
Exactly. Here is the ice that was painted on by the season ticket holders, and then they had to play on this
Terrible.
like it's a third-rate Euro League trying to get money for their team.
That's no.
Because if I go to the website here and I'll show Johnny. So there's the yellow ice. So here's the.
Can you let Lyle talk? Jesus.
No, fuck him. He's smoking up. He's all weeded up. So here's the blue ice right here with the wide lines. Remember the wide lines, kids? Remember those fun things? That was a time. There's the blue ice, and then you got the breast cancer awareness night. And it's all pink. That's bright. Holy shit. Look at that.
That though. That's cool.
St. Patty's Day, tint of green, just hanging out, and then this is video highlights. So we better download this audio quick, because this is gonna go probably get copyrighted claim. So here's the ice during a game as they're playing. It's the San Francisco Bulls against the Stockton Thunder. Like, how can you, as a player, how can you just not be thinking you're on some kind of meth trip where this is happening?
How do you even track the puck?
You have to hope. This is where puck possession. Look at it. It's all the way around the rink except for the circles, and even the circles are kind of painted. Like it's bizarre.
Did they hire Banksy for that night?
No, this was the season ticket holders, the season ticket holders went out and painted the ice before the game. Like this was some kind of some marketing genius said, "Hey, let's get the community together and have them paint the ice." And no one, the ECHL was like, "Yeah, no, this is a terrible idea."
I actually don't have a problem with that one.
Like this is fantastic. Look at them go.
I like how the ads are still. You can still see all the
Yeah,
ads.
exactly. Well, yeah, no, ladies and gentlemen, you can paint the ice, but you have to make sure that we don't have our paying sponsors completely screwed over. So that was January 2014. I think that after that game, the San Francisco Bulls folded up shop
As they should have.
because they only lasted half a season before they shuttered up shop. Oh, what a time!
AJ said it's too bad that the Everblades aren't called the Pistons, because then the yellow ice bit could be called the Hertz Presents Piston Ice.
Nice. I love it. Lau Richardson
That's
joins
solid.
us now after that solid joke.
Oh, does he? Oh,
Yeah,
not
he's
really.
allowed to speak now. Okay.
Hey, we started the show at 6:05. We still had 2 minutes left, a few minutes left.
That is true. We did start at 6:05 because my computer sucks balls.
That
Oh,
and we're
okay.
going by the TBS rules.
So
So
that's why I can't see Johnny. I can hear him, but I can't see him.
oh yeah, his new
The
computer
video
can't
has
come
been
fast
turned
enough.
off. There's a new computer. It should be here by next week.
So
Oh, good. Okay.
Let's digest this photo of the blue ice from Buffalo when during the lockout they played in Buffalo, the Rochester Americans against the Cleveland Barons. The wide lines were here, where the orange lines were now the blue lines, and the blue line was now the center line.
So I remember going through the math on this and showing how the wide lines actually made the ice bigger.
Right. If we had that diagram, it'd been great.
But it's in I think it's in the first studio.
It's still in Lanham. So this, like, the blue ice itself was very NHL 94. I enjoyed it for that. Lyle, when you think of blue ice, do you love this? Do you hate this idea?
Honestly, I can't really wrap my head around that. Just
If it was me, I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with that entire look if the puck is white.
well, as long as you can see the puck. That's the thing. If you're watching that on TV or whatever, I mean, if you can't see the puck, then it kind of defeats the purpose of having that sort of pale blue, icy sort of thing.
Wasn't that right around the same time, though, that Nike was coming up with like neon colored soccer balls and being like, this is the best soccer ball ever because you can see it in any condition?
It could be. Could very well be.
And it was about those colors.
Mm-hmm. So I did a story about this. I did a blog post about this. The yellow ice. I did that today. But for the wide lines, because we were coming up, I think, past an anniversary or some shit. I don't know. I was just really bored one day, and I'm like, I need to write something, or I'm going to go fucking insane. And I wrote about the wide line fiasco because that was one that,
in theory, it was a smart idea.
It seemed great.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Seemed fantastic. Didn't always turn out.
In theory, communism works as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, at least but sometimes you got to put theory into practice to see if it actually is going to work or not. I mean, it could have turned out to have been a fantastic idea.
Right.
But sadly it didn't. But, hey, points for trying.
They did their best. You tried.
Exactly. You get a star for trying.
Hashtag you tried.
You tried.
Where the hell is this? Why can I not find this?
While you're looking for that, I need to ask Lyle a question.
Please.
I read an article on Yahoo this week saying that Alberta is running out of weed already. Come on. Really?
Sounds right.
It's like 1 week in.
What can we say? I mean, Albertans love their weed, which must be so confusing for their politicians that tend to skew conservative, and we're all against this thing. And now it's like, oh, we're out of weed already. Actually, it's just the government dispensaries that are running out of weed right now. They knew this was going to happen anyway. I mean, just it'll sort itself out. But in terms of black market, the black market's doing.
Don't be
just
racist,
fine.
Lyle.
The
Lyle,
other,
I will
the
not-
other
that's
amazing thing I
what it's
saw
about.
out of Canada as well was Girl Scouts selling cookies out front of the weed dispensaries.
That young lady is gonna go far in life. She did that of her own initiative. I was talking about to my mom about that on the phone over the weekend, and she's like, "Oh, her parents probably put her up to that." It's like, no. I read the story. She looked out the window. She saw all these people lined up outside the pot dispensary and thought, "I can sell my Girl Guide cookies there," and sold them all.
They've done that before with Weight Watchers down here too in the U.S. So.
But that young lady's gonna go far. That's a woman who's got a future in business, big time,
or politics. One of the two.
Probably both. Yeah.
So here's the picture of Patrice Bergeron in the wider blue lines.
It looks so weird seeing him wearing the
Providence
jersey. Yeah, I know it looks like a Bruins jersey, but to see the
and look at his skate and look at how much more room on the blue line he has.
I know, right?
Could you
Good
imagine?
Lord, that's amazing.
Had the NHL gone to the wider lines, do you think we would see any of the offsides reviews that we've had right now?
No. That's a sure way actually to address that issue, I think.
They would be like, come on, he's 3 feet in the zone. Jesus Christ, people.
He's got an extra 16 inches to touch the blue line. He
It's
can't
like-
figure that out.
Like, how could you miss that call? Now you know that the linesman's not trying.
Exactly. We gotta get new linesmen here.
Yeah, exactly.
So the I was talking with Jason Shimonovich, who is the VP of communications at the AHL, and he had a big part in this too. This was 2005, 0405. So this is the lockout year. And he said the reasoning behind the wider lines was to improve game flow by adding space to the neutral zone and reducing all sides play. Blue lines and red line went from 12 inches to 24 inches wide, so you double the size. The goal line was moved back from 13 feet out to 11 feet out, or 13 inches out from 11 feet out. Wait, 13
feet.
inches-
Wow.
Wait, 13 feet? Yeah.
To 11 feet from the boards, because it made the if I remember correctly, it was less icings and less offsides because it actually made the neutral zone and both offensive zones wider.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The neutral zone went from 54 feet to 58 feet. Became easier to stay on sides in theory.
Yes.
In theory.
Ryan Suter said you don't notice the change as much. Patrick Sharp said it gives you a little more speed in the neutral zone. Stretch the blue lines for a home run pass.
Could you imagine the 12-8 games we'd be seeing right now if there was more
right.
speed in the NHL?
Oh, you mean there isn't already?
Right?
Good Lord.
I bumped it up a couple.
One of the concerns were what was this about? Misha, goaltenders hard to handle the puck. You can't penalize a goaltender for working out of the zone. Oh, so this is also when they came about the trapezoid era. So hockey ops and there was only a couple games that they did this in, and goaltenders are like these defensemen are gonna get fucking killed.
So it became a safety issue then.
So it was one or the other is what it came down to.
Yeah, and then they're just like, okay, then the no touch icing thing. But man, that wider blue line would be so much better. How great would a wider blue line be?
I agree. I think that they should go back and look at that.
Yeah. Give it more analysis. That might
It
not
worked
actually be a bad idea.
math-wise, and right now we've got a lot of math geeks that would figure out how to make this work in the NHL. So,
well, come on, Corsi people, wave your hands in the air. Come on,
Pick
Corsi
up the
people.
slack, you
Act
fucks.
Act like you care.
be
Get on, man.
useful.
Yeah, exactly. Stop telling me why Alex Semin is the greatest player of all time.
Now.
Get on these wide blue lines, you shit dicks.
Whoa,
Lyle.
whoa,
Hey.
whoa,
So,
whoa. You know, you need to move back to Canada and have some relaxing weed.
I don't need that, Lyle. I just need to just down a thing of NyQuil and I'm good to go, baby.
You millennials with your NyQuil and your fax machines and your hula hoops and your 23 skidoo.
Gail Talon, is that you? So we talked about earlier, Lyle, the true gestation period of a trade. How you can figure out a trade and how you can figure out who won, who lost, and the difference.
Okay.
We took it from three angles: a fan side angle, a pundit angle, and the GM angle.
Mm-hmm.
We figured out that the GMs need to be interviewed after they get fired about every trade they made.
I think that's a
Mark
wise
came up
decision.
with that great idea.
I actually think that's a good decision. You should have to sit down and explain yourself.
Justify yourself for your new job.
Yeah.
If
If your balances comes out being, if your trade average works out to be 500 or slightly above, then you're okay, right? In the grand scheme of things, you can turn around and say, yeah, everything worked out overall. But if it's well below that and you made some real boneheaded moves, hello, Mike Milbury, then yes, explain yourself.
So what is what is an average time where we can say who won or lost a trade?
Oh God.
Like what in your eyes?
In most cases, I say you got to take a couple of years. In most cases, you got to give it a couple of years. It depends on the return. I mean, if it's a 1-for-1 deal, sometimes you can tell like within a week who won the trade and who didn't. But sometimes if you're talking a player that got moved for a bunch of futures and things like that, well, then obviously that guessing period's going to take longer. For example, the trade that you guys love to hate to remember, the Philip Forsberg deal
We
with
already
Nashville.
talked about
Yeah, we
this.
hashed that one out.
There you go.
Don't
So-
lie, Lyle. We knew that one was shit when it happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
true.
of course you did. But to get a real full grasp of it, you still had to wait to see how
really-
Philip Forsberg actually panned out as an NHL player.
I
Because back then
remember.
he was a highly touted prospect, but he
I s-
hadn't played an NHL
I still
game
think
yet.
that trade's worth it because the Caps have a Stanley Cup and Forsberg doesn't.
That's how you're looking at
So-
it now.
Wait,
I
David Moyle
remember.
still
I
doesn't have a
remember
Stanley
when that
Cup, does he?
trade went
Nope.
down.
Oh,
and I
everybody
looked
hated
at it and
We all
I go, "Oh, the Caps got Martin Erat. That's nice." Fucking hell, are we serious?
Wait a minute. Is this 1997? No. Oh, then this
Oh,
isn't
damn
going
it.
to be good.
So the example we had, Lyle, was Stan Bowman talking to the Athletic about the Brendan
Oh
Saad and
God, that was sad.
the other trade.
That was just a sad
Pun
attempt
intended.
to
Yeah.
cover his butt on that one. I'm sorry, you lost that trade, Stan. You lost. You lost.
Mm.
You traded away a player who was terrific as soon as he hit the league. I mean, hello, won the Calder Trophy. Who had terrific chemistry with Patrick Kane, then went to his new team and proved all my points weren't because I was playing alongside Patrick Kane. And hit 83 points last season. He's on the same pace again this season. What pace is Brandon Saad on right now? I forgot.
Retirement.
Check my notes. He currently has, as before last night, or before the last Blue Jackets game, I should say, or
As many as
Blackhawks
me?
game,
As
he
many as
had no points
Yes.
before then.
I'm tied
And
with you.
then he got 2. But that is no redemption. That is no red dirt redemption there, my friends. That is just a trade that you just flat out lost. Period. Full stop. There is no going back and trying to rehash this and try to say, no, it's still no. Panarin is the real deal. Saad is not. Maybe if you're lucky, Brandon Saad will get back to maybe being a good second line winger. But Artemi Panarin is first line material. Period. Full stop. Okay, this is a guy that's he's the real deal here. 80 points ain't nothing. Not in today's NHL. Brandon Saad, if he gets 40, and you're still trying to say, oh well, no, I think it's too early to judge that deal. I'm sorry, no. They were having problems with Brandon Saad during his final season with the Blue Jackets. Okay.
Mhm.
He was already sliding down their depth chart, okay, before that trade was made. So you have to ask yourself, how can you sit down and proclaim that it's too early to tell how that trade's going to work out? You can tell. That way you can tell. It's the eyeball test, and it don't lie. Okay? What is he trying to use puck possession numbers or something to justify it? I'm sorry, puck possession people. Little bit of fun at your expense because sometimes you do pull out Alex Semin out of your butts and you have to live with that.
It doesn't matter. They don't
But-
listen to us.
Nah, I know. But
Why would they have time to listen to a 2-hour podcast? They're figuring out the next algorithm to figure out why a 3-inch wider line would help the internet as well as the NHL.
But I'm telling you guys, no. Some trades you can just tell. We didn't need a season to figure that out.
Does that mean that Michael Nylander was the best player of all time? If puck possession stats matter, I mean, he skated in like 12 circles with the puck.
As we all know, as we talked about this before, guys, and we know, analytics is a helpful tool, but it's not the end all and be all. It's part of your toolbox when you're examining players. It's part of the analysis. Every team does it. Every team has an analytics staff. Okay. Some put more emphasis into it than others. But analytics isn't the end all and be all because analytics can be skewed. I mean, for God's sake, when correct me if I'm wrong, I think when the LA Kings won both their Stanley Cups, their puck possession stats was among the lowest in the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah. So how do you square that? If we go solely by puck possession, they had no business even being in the Stanley Cup final, let alone winning the cup. And yet they did.
Wow.
Conversely, Alex Semin, everybody likes to point out, he was a puck possession god. But your eyeball test told you very clearly, he may have had the puck a lot, but he didn't do very much with it.
But
So-
he was also never on the ice because he was taking hooking penalties in the third period.
Yeah.
That's fair too. That's a fair point.
So I mean, you have to, if you're gonna, I mean, yeah, as I said, analytics do have a place in the game, but you can't sit down and make that the end all and be all. You just can't, because mistakes will be made, because sometimes things don't go quite the way your graphs and charts, you anticipate it will according to your graphs and your charts. And that's because the game isn't just played solely based on cold statistics. There's a human element in the game.
Whereas in baseballs, it's such a static game that you can
Exactly. Hockey's much
Go
more
ahead.
free flowing and constant and steady.
But it would be
Yeah.
different though if you took shots like every time Michael Nylander got in the zone and then circled back to the blue line. You'd be fucked in the first period.
Oh,
Like I would be
oh.
okay. Like it was like we talked about it after watching the U.S. national team play last week. That every time Michael Bradley got the ball and passed it backwards, you had to take a shot. You'd be drunk 15 minutes into the game.
Oh, and then you'd have to call an ambulance before the half is over.
Well, no,
you need to
because
get
you
your
would just
stomach
stop.
pumped.
You wouldn't
You
be
need
able
to
to
get
go
your
any farther.
stomach pumped. You'd be drinking a lethal amount of alcohol that would kill you.
But it's that kind of stuff. Like great possession, sure, but he goes backwards all the time.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, if a team is doing well in all statistical areas and their puck possession numbers are high, well then yes, it's worth putting that in there to say part of the reason why those numbers they're doing so well in goals and all of this is because they're a strong puck possession team. Then yes, bring that in there. But if a team is doing poorly offensively, but their puck possession gods, well, I'm sorry, that all that does is provide ammunition to your critics that analytics is nonsense, so it doesn't help you out. You have to kind of balance it out. If a I don't know how we got from trade gestation to another rant on analytics, but let me just finish my thought.
let it happen.
If a team is in the top 10 in puck possession, but they're losing all the damn time, well, maybe you need to explore, they lead in puck possession, but they can't score. Why? And maybe it's because, okay, these guys, maybe they're good at hanging on to the puck, but they don't have like naturally gifted scoring talent to win games. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe these are guys that are really good at passing the puck around, but they're not good at shots. They don't take a lot of shots. That could be part of it. You have to look at more than just saying, it's the coach's fault because he's not employing these players who are have high Corsi or high PDO numbers or high shot attempt numbers or blah blah blah. He's not employing them more. There's got to be more to it than that, and it could simply also just be that you got a bunch of players who suck.
Mm-hmm.
Puck possession sometimes they can't hide the fact that these players may be able to hang on the puck a lot, but they can't put it in the net.
Mm-mm.
Anyway,
And that's why analytics sucks. Confirmed. Speaking of another Nylander, anything on the the William Nylander front?
oh, he didn't. Big news! Big breaking news yesterday. He didn't attend practice with the Austrian team that he's been skating with. Surely that's a sign that things are getting close to resolution. Oh,
No, he's probably just holding out from
checks
them as well.
notes, or it could just be a rest day.
Yeah.
Sorry, rest day. Basically, no change. I had to laugh when I saw that yesterday morning. TSN excitedly reports this. Ooh, he wasn't in practice with the Austrian team. It's like, so? Well, this must mean that maybe a deal's getting close. No, it meant he took an off day. He doesn't have to skate with the team every friggin' day, guys.
Yeah, I know.
You can do other things. Maybe he was doing some dry land training, or maybe he just wanted a day off.
Exactly.
Basically nothing right
What
now.
did we tell you about logic?
Right?
I know. But remember, we're talking about Toronto, the center of the hockey universe. Let's be honest, if William Nylander played for the Anaheim Ducks, or played for the Florida Panthers, or played for the Arizona Coyotes, nobody would give a shit. Well, I mean, it would be a story, but you guys remember when Kyle Turris did the same sort of thing 7 years ago, back when he played with Coyotes?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and then then after they re-signed him, I think within a week after he re-signed, which he signed in November, I think 2 weeks later they traded him to Ottawa.
Yeah.
But I mean, Turris, he popped up there a bit, from time to time. It was sort of like, a couple, maybe once, maybe twice a week, his status popped up. But
Hmm.
then everybody went on to other trade rumors. But if Kyle Turris, if he had actually been playing in Ottawa at that time, or Toronto, or in for the New York Rangers, or somebody at Chicago, oh God, that would have been endless, fascinating news, wouldn't it? Every damn day, what's going to happen with him? But because he played in Arizona, basically, they touched on it once or twice a week, and then nobody really gave a shit about it until it got kind of close to November, and then, oh, okay, now we'll sign him. It's like when Jacob Trouba had his little holdout or impasse. Shouldn't call it a holdout. Apparently, technically, that's not the way to call it. It's a contract standoff. Excuse me, all to hell. But when he did his thing 2 years ago, I mean, yeah, but because he was in Winnipeg, well, it was a big deal. But again, if he'd been playing for the Carolina Hurricanes, nobody would have given a shit.
Right.
Yeah. But because he's playing for the Leafs, so of course we're going to hear about it every day and twice on Sunday.
Standoff does not make it sound any better, by the way. Standoff.
Dude, I'm with you. I am with you.
It sound like they're just staring at each other.
It's a contract standoff. It's a contract impasse between the two sides.
They're just waiting for someone to make a move. It's a contract standoff.
See, okay, the way it was explained to me by former Hockey Night in Canada and Toronto Sun pundit Al Strachan when I first used that term, apparently incorrectly 4 years ago. No, actually, seriously, I got jacked up politely, nicely by Al Strachan on Twitter for that. Because I called it a holdout. It was Trouba, so it was 2 years ago. I said it was a contract holdout, and he said it's not a holdout, it's a standoff. I said, what do you mean? He hasn't signed. He said, well, he was given his qualifying offer, his rights. I mean, he just, like I said, it's apparently because he got a qualifying offer. He's not holding out. It's not a holdout. Technically, he got presented with a contract. Mm-hmm. He got a qualifying offer.
Just not the contract he wanted.
Exactly. Yeah. So
when does a standoff become a holdout?
Soon.
Hold on. I'm really sorry.
A holdout would be,
I was under the
impression
that if you got a contract and you didn't take it, that was literally the definition of holding out.
I know. I thought that a contract holdout, well, apparently a contract holdout is if you look at somebody like, say, remember almost 20 years ago now, Alexei Yashin. He was under contract with the Senators. He wanted a better contract, so he held out. He simply refused to report to play.
Right.
That, according to Al Strachan, is a holdout. That's a contract holdout.
I guess because there was
got a deal, he wants a better deal. And I thought, well, isn't that what a qualifying offer is? Isn't that the same thing? But
I think qualifying offers, if in football terms, is like when they put a franchise tag on you. Your money's there.
Yeah,
you sign the paper, and we got ourselves a deal.
Yeah,
and that's kind of where, I guess, I don't know.
So anyway, ever since then, I've been calling it an impasse or a standoff.
It sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking about.
It sounds like semantics.
No, actually, he does. Al Strachan can be quite curmudgeonly, but and there were times when I was definitely, when he definitely kind of shat the bed a couple of times on some of his rumors. But he did the job for 35 years, and he's written a dozen books, so I think on the subject. So I think he knows what he's talking about.
He also doesn't listen to us, so
of course, so it really don't matter. But yeah.
Fuck him. There's that. Alex Tuck, 7-year extension for a guy who can't put it over in a wide open cage. Kind of weird. Kind of weird they're giving him that kind of money.
You're busting him for one of the best saves in NHL in Stanley Cup final history.
Saying, you're giving this guy a 7-year extension. He doesn't know how to lift the puck.
Oh, come on, man!
Maybe that's me.
You are totally dissing Braden Holtby by making that statement. You are totally disrespecting Braden Holtby. Shame on you, sir.
Listen, all I'm saying
on you.
All I'm saying, Lyle, is you can give me $4.75 million. You could give me $4.75 million to not tie up a Stanley Cup game too. That's fine. I can do that.
See, there's the difference. The difference is you would shoot wide, sir. Braden Holtby would not be stopping your shot because your shot would go
Scotty would never be in that position. He would have been shooting from center ice.
Are you kidding me?
Let's be honest. Scotty would have tried to wind up from 5 feet away.
It would have been poke check. It would have been poke check by
Yeah,
John Carlson of all people.
I would have still been holding my stick just ready for the one timer.
You would have hit that backswing up so high that Brady would have
Jesus
poke
Christ.
checked you.
I mean,
you would have
there
been
was
like,
nothing
"Ah!"
more fun than
He would've been,
watching Scotty go for a change because I knew he was putting a shot on goal from his own zone.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just was waiting for it to go in to get pictures of it.
That would have been awesome.
I've done that a couple times.
At least 2 or 3 times that I've seen.
Yeah, where I just throw it on net and it goes in. Just 'cause
It's
I'm-
just like,
Oh,
No,
"What
but
the hell?"
it's like an 80-mile-per-hour slap shot from 75,
Yeah.
80 feet away
It's
that's just dipping.
It's
just
got
going
some
up and
power
down
on it.
the
I
whole
mean,
time.
and from that distance, yeah, it's gonna. If you can get it up on edge a little bit, it's gonna have a knuckleball effect. Going to be a knuckler. That's hard to stop for a goalie. You think, oh, way out there. Well, speed plus knuckleball.
Especially
Back
a
me up on this, Mark.
ceiling goaley. Probably that needs
Yeah.
glasses.
Yeah, I'm shooting on guys who have like day jobs and don't want to.
Oh, okay.
You remember
All right. I'm
remember
trying
the
to bail
scene
you
from-
out here, Vince.
Yeah,
Scott.
it's
You're
not
just
the
trying to say,
KHL
well,
who
yeah.
just had this occur as well.
that scene from Mighty Ducks 1 when Fulton Reed winds up and the goalie just steps out of the way.
Yeah,
Those are the
exactly.
guys that we're playing against.
Yeah.
Like shit.
It's like, I
Get
don't
in front
need
of that
this.
bad boy.
I gotta fucking go to
Um,
the Chrysler plant. Uh,
Alex Tuck, yeah.
I didn't realize that Alex Tuck has only played one full NHL season.
So I have a question as well. Wasn't Alex Tuck a defenseman at one point, or has he always been a winger?
I think he's always
I
been a
think he's
winger.
always been a winger.
Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah.
had a feeling that he played in both positions for some reason.
Yeah.
Like
I
a
don't know,
buffer type
pretty-
of thing.
I'm pretty sure he's always been a winger, but
All right. Maybe
that's
I'm
the
wrong.
Golden Knights paying for
Sounds about
potential.
right.
That's the Golden Knights paying for potential. And let's face it, he had a hell of a playoff. He showed
yeah.
a lot of he showed that power forward potential, and during the playoffs, he was part of the reason why they got as far as they did. He's currently sidelined by injury, but once he comes back, they're obviously expecting big things from him. If they can get 20 goals a season out of him, that'll be a contract well worth it for the cap hit. It's not it's really not a bad cap hit for a
No,
guy
it's
if
not.
he's
It's
like 20, 25 goals a season.
What's now the high end for William Karlsson's contract?
Ooh.
Because
How
if you're paying on potential for Senor Tuch,
Yeah, let me have a
Karlsson
look.
made
Where is he right
5.25.
now? Yeah, well, I know what he's got there. I want to. Oh, come on!
Well, keep
I'm
in
sorry.
mind-
I should have typed in William first.
Keep in
Everything when you
mind,
type in Carlson, it just gives you
yeah.
shark
Keep-
there.
Keep in mind that Vegas probably has a lot more cap space to play with, so you have to factor in that
Oh,
whatever Tuck is making in 1 year, you probably have to reduce that by a factor of like 80% for
So-
Toronto money.
Well, I'll tell
Wait,
you right now,
William Karlsson point a game, two
point a
goals,
game.
6
If he
assists.
stays on that level right now, oh, you're talking over 8. You're talking over 8.
And
8 goals a
as of right now, the Golden Knights have 14 players under contract at 66.25.
There's room.
So and then you got to figure the cap will go up too.
Yeah. Well, who else have they got to sign? You got that in front of you there, Scotty. Who else do they have to sign besides Carlson next year?
Lindbergh.
Anybody? Note. Mm.
Lindbergh, Belmar, Nosek is a arbitration eligible. That's also another thing. Carlson's arbitration eligible, so we'll see about that.
Mm.
Ryan Carpenter, Tomas Haya, Jake Bischoff, Brad Hunt, and Malcolm Subban, who's arbitration eligible.
So
not
the
really anybody.
only yeah. So in other words,
and
they got
Derek England if they want to extend him, but he's 36, and I doubt he's going to go further than his contract.
they
right
might
now.
give him a 1 year deal. I can
Sure.
see him 1 year bonus laden because he's past 35, and they're well. Listen, they're rather fond of the guy, so
Mhm.
Hey,
I
by
think
the
they
way,
probably give him another year.
I would.
And,
Alex Tuck is playing tonight, so he is awesome.
There you go. He's back.
and Nate Schmidt as well. Nate Schmidt is someone.
Nate.
Okay, Nate Schmidt. Well, but Nate Schmidt's not going to get anywhere near what Carlson's going to get as a point
No.
per game player if he maintains that pace. And they got the cap room.
Well, no, we were just saying that he's through his suspension.
Well, he doesn't. No, he's like
no, he's not through it yet.
Nate
It's a
Schmidt's
20
UFA.
game suspension. He's about halfway through it right
Yeah,
now.
Nate Schmidt's UFA next year. So
Yeah.
whether or not they want to sign him.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
But if he wants to stay, do you long term him at 5 mil a season? Depending on what type of performance he has this year. He had a hell of a performance last season, and the
Yeah.
guy's got wheels. There's no question. And the NHL is becoming a much faster game now. So they may want to keep that speed on the back end. He has another good season. Like I said, what do you say? Maybe you try and bring him in for, I know it's a hell of a raise, but what do you do? 4.5, 5 mil? Because you know he's going to get that much in the market.
I think
there you go.
You double his current contract. Give him
There's
4.5.
a sweet spot. Yeah, but put term on it. Put
Yeah,
a lot of term on it.
5
And I
and
think
4.5. I think you're good.
And I think, and there's no state tax in Nevada, so I think he stays on that.
Fine.
He'd probably stay on that.
I can't wait until Vegas is like, all right, so we'll offer you a $4 million deal, but if you'd like to put it on the table, we'll give you it can be $4.5 million on red or black. I mean, they got to do something, right? Like,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
play up to the whole Vegas baiting thing.
Oh, exactly.
I'm still mad that they haven't figured out how to sell beers using a roulette wheel yet.
I'm sure they have. Oh
It's
man,
the well-kept secret. The bottom line is they can afford to give Carlson a big raise.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Lyle, when is too early for a closed door meeting?
If you're the LA Kings, that wasn't soon enough.
Yeah.
Boy.
That's not great. They're not doing
No,
that great.
and honestly, there are no words that can improve that team. There is no coaching change that's going to turn. Well, you can try. But honestly, I mean, when did John Stevens go from being our savior to now he can't coach for shit in the span of a year? Come on. The bottom line is the LA Kings invested too heavily in that aging core, a team that core is built for a different game. They were built for, I'm not saying that that it was like dead Puck era, but that's part of it. But a lot of it is that team is built. The core of that team was built for a game that was a little slower and more physical, which is what it was like 5 years ago when they were winning Stanley Cups. But it's changed now. It's younger and it's faster. These guys, most of their core are all in their early to mid 30s, and they're not a fast team. That's not a very fast core, especially when you put them up against younger, faster opposition. The LA Kings are in trouble, and there's no coaching change that I can see that's going to change that. That's just the way it is. Time has caught up with their core, and they don't have enough promising young players on the club and in the system who can step in right away, start taking away, start taking on more responsibility and taking on some leadership roles on that team. They don't. Bottom line is, they stuck with his aging core, and a lot of it, Rob Blake didn't have any choice because a lot of those guys were carrying big ass contracts that he inherited. So what are you going to do? Okay, well, they came back last year, so you give them another shot. I don't blame them for doing that, but it's not pretty in LA, and they're going to be hard pressed to make the playoffs this year.
I still can't believe they gave Ilya Kovalchuk a nice big contract like that, and he's the most. Drew Doughty, they got him for $11 million for the next eternity.
Yeah, but you know what? Drew Doughty would have gotten that either from the Kings or somebody else. The Toronto Maple Leafs would have happily paid him. Much. Happily. There were pretty much every other team in the league that could have afforded it would have happily paid him that much. So I'm not going to bust their ass that they paid a 28-year-old defenseman $11 million a season. The guy who won the Norris Trophy and was a contender, has been one of the best defensemen in the league for a decade. But it's the bottom line is it's the other guys, especially their forwards up front. They're slow. They're older.
Did they invest too long of a term for John Quick? The money's reasonable. It's 5.8.
Yeah,
but that term was it a 11-year deal before there was restrictions?
I think that's what the deal.
It was a 10-year deal.
Let's have a
It was a 10-year deal at 5.8 starting in 13-14.
Yeah, that was the thing. Invested way, way, way too long to get that lower cap hit, and now you're kind of stuck. I don't listen. You can't fault Jonathan Quick though.
Oh no.
I mean, he's had a rough game or a rough few games here right now, but I think that's a lot of that though is the fact that all of a sudden, he's got a team in front of him that's struggling to cope with faster opponents.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't help. But yeah, it doesn't help that they turned around and invested, $10 million in one guy. How much, they inherited Jeff Carter's contract, which was originally signed with Philadelphia and was inherited from Colorado, from Columbus. But still, the fact that deal has 3 more years left to go on it after this season tells you how long that bad boy was. And I mean, Anze Kopitar, and I love Kopitar, one of the best two-way forwards in the game. But man, you got to wonder. I mean, it's all that work. I mean, being a two-way forward in today's NHL takes a lot out of you. That shelf life. Very few of them get to be like Patrice Bergeron. I mean, you just look at Jonathan Toews in Chicago. I mean, that's the same sort of thing. That everybody goes on and on about how his offensive stats have declined. While Patrick Kane's are still great. It's like, yeah, because Patrick Kane doesn't backcheck Henry half as much as Jonathan Toews does. Jonathan Toews is out taking draws. Jonathan Toews is out killing fucking penalties. Jonathan Toews is playing at both ends of the ice, and that's the same thing with Anze Kopitar, and that takes a hell of a lot out of a player, especially with the game getting faster now. So. I wasn't against them re-signing him at the time, but the way the game is changing now, yeah. He had 92 points last season. That's the thing. He had 92 points last season, and now he's only got 3 so far in 9 games.
It's a fun time. It's a fun time to be alive with this stuff. Especially Toronto. Toronto's doing great. They're going to score the most goals of forever.
Oh yeah, well, it's interesting to know that tonight it actually wasn't Toronto and Winnipeg playing. It's Austin Matthews and Patrick Laine. Apparently, based by all the hype, it was only just going to be those two guys facing off against each other for the whole 60 minutes. And I guess they were just going to be out there just representing their teams, and the other guys were just going to sit on the bench.
I would
and watch
actually
them go.
pay money to watch that.
I would actually enjoy that too.
Yeah. Those guys would be sucking wind so bad by the third period.
Oh wow, it's like you never lived through the Alex Ovechkin versus Sidney Crosby phase.
Well,
either.
of course, yeah, exactly, yeah. It was always those two. The other two teams just stood to the sidelines and watched them go.
Well, Mark has a debate. Mark's mad that the John Tavares homecoming game is happening in Uniondale rather than Barclays Center.
Hold on,
Mark is upset. Mark says it shouldn't be able to happen.
Did you really say that, Mark?
I'm only upset because it seems willy-nilly that they're able to just change the location of the game on a whim.
That's the Islanders. Jesus, next year they'll be playing in a friggin' burn somewhere in North Dakota, which will be great for Scott and Jen because they'll be able to go watch them play.
For who?
But
that's not gonna be great for me. It's fucking terrible. It's like when Homer Simpson got the Denver Broncos.
Oh,
you don't even know football, Myron.
Deep dive.
Oh, boy. Yeah, well, he spent a lot of time playing not at Barclays though. He spent most of his career playing out at the Nassau.
Well, he's just mad that maybe the people who have season tickets for Brooklyn and live in Brooklyn are going to be mad they have to go to Uniondale.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be very upset.
So what you're saying is Mark's making too much of this.
Well, I mean, it's an issue for Mark, and I respect Mark's opinion.
What you're saying is that Mark's a whiny bitch and he needs to shut his trap.
Mark knows that I would never say that about.
Look,
Mark knows I never.
Y'all
say that
are missing my point, and I know, Scott, you're doing it on purpose, but that's fine.
I have a feeling that all of us need to go to Canada and just smoke some weed.
Yeah, yeah. Come on,
I don't
be on
understand.
my
I'm
dime.
saying,
I don't
where do
know
we
if
draw
I'm
the
missing
line?
your point or if I'm not getting your point.
I'm just saying, where do we draw the line? If they're able to just change the location of a game all willy-nilly, why can't they move a game like anywhere?
They probably can.
It's not up to the team to say, you know what, we're playing in Sweden. This one's going to Sweden. The NHL has to plan those. You can't just change the location of a game. Your home arena is your home arena. That's ridiculous.
But yet here we are.
I know. That's why I'm.
But
that's
they
why
also
I'm upset
had
about
2
it.
home arenas this year. They're playing a couple other games at Nassau.
There has to be some sort of procedure for this. I just don't see it happening willy-nilly.
There is. Mark, it's not until February.
Yeah, but I want to see the paperwork. Show me the paperwork.
They send in a
That's
fax.
the engineer in you coming out. Okay.
What's the approval process? Who has to sign off on this?
That is so engineered.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Listen,
Is it notarized?
Gary, Is it okay if we take the 6,000 people at Barclays and add them to the Nassau Coliseum numbers?
Sure,
I don't
you
care.
can take them anywhere you want. Sure,
I don't
that's
care.
fine.
You guys are
Yeah.
moving out there sooner or later. Who cares?
We're both doing the Greg Wyshynski,
Essentially,
Gary Bettman
Greg
impression.
Wyshynski
That's
does
a great
No,
impression.
no, hold on.
That was
If
stuck
Greg
in my head.
Wyshynski does some Jewish lawyer who's supposed to be Gary Bettman.
I know, but it's fabulous, isn't it?
You
It's
guys
now
are
that's
kinda
all I
Jewish,
picture
too.
when I think of Gary Bettman.
Like you were one step above the Taylors right there.
Yeah, essentially.
I know, right? Which I think is where Wyshynski got that bit. He stole it from our Taylor bit.
It
Sounds
But
about right.
It's fine. He's raking in all that Patreon
Oh,
money.
exactly. All that Patreon money and all of those big fat ESPN contracts. Him and Lozo. Eh.
Right?
Meanwhile, while we're talking smack about the New York Islanders, all 5 players on the ice touched the puck on Jordan Eberle's goal. Is actually, I'm watching it on the old Twitter sphere here. It's actually, it's a nifty passing goal. And of course, they're doing that against the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers, holy
Wow.
Jesus. What a
Wow.
team, man.
Yeah,
like,
what a
you
dive that was.
talk about a Jekyll and Hyde club. That team, when Roberto Luongo is in goal, they are a completely different team. They absolutely, that is a team that really has no confidence, and I hate saying it because he's a nice guy. You can tell they don't have any confidence in James Reimer or Michael Hutchinson, for that matter. They're third backup. But when Luongo's in goal, they're a different team when he's between the pipes. They really are.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, because this is a team that, I mean, you look at all that talent that they've got, and I'm like, why are they sucking ass right now? They're horrible. They're bloody horrible. Defensively, they're the shits. And this is a team that has Keith Yandel and Mike Matheson and Aaron Ekblad as their top 3 defense. And they're blowing leads left, right, and center.
What,
You know, they
wouldn't
just, and they
Keith
don't play with
Yandel
any
not be
confidence.
part of the top 3 in anybody's like top 3 defense anymore?
Yeah, Keith Yandel is still a very effective puck moving defenseman. His defensive play has actually gotten better since he last
Alright.
had his go around with the Rangers all those years ago. Yeah,
All right. I feel like he's old.
well, he's early 30s, I think.
Yeah, that's
30,
old for this.
31.
Yeah. All right. Pick 'em segment.
Hey,
We're ready for that.
yeah.
Last week, Lyle was the big winner.
Oh,
Lyle with
son of a-
15, Mark with 14. I had
Hey.
8 again.
Oh,
I picked my own team, and look at that.
look
Johnny
at that.
P
Oh.
had
So this new route doesn't seem like it's gone very well. so far.
2 for Johnny P.
Ooh,
2.
That's fine because I'll still win somehow.
I mean, to
Yes.
be fair, though, it is sort of playing into your little strategy because you did have
Yeah.
the biggest discrepancy between the first place and the last place.
That's
It's true.
Yeah, and he still
So-
won it thanks to the
It's true.
Yeah.
Because it really only comes down to one
thanks
weekend.
to the Frozen Four. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially.
but it's still fun.
This
anyway.
week we're throwing up dubs, the WHL,
The dub.
amongst our teams.
Jawohl.
So Johnny P, whenever you are ready,
So there are some good names in this league, and if I had more time and cared, I would actually like I'd
where are the
actually like
standings?
count things out and what. But this one looks
Okay,
looks
Western
the
Hockey.
best.
Where the hell are the
Um,
Western Hockey League freaking sites?
their
sucks.
capacity in their arena is 4,654 according to Wikipedia.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with the Kootenay Ice.
Yeah, clearly.
No, but if you looked at some of the other ones, like Prince Albert Raiders, I bet you that's a little bit of it might be
That's true.
wider. But I
and-
don't care to count. That's
and it
way
should
too
be
much to
said-
count right now.
This could be the last season for the Kootenay Ice.
Oh,
So
Yeah. Where
Oh,
are they
if
moving to?
If they fold this weekend, I'm all in.
allegedly, there's been talk of bringing them up to Winnipeg.
Oh.
And
Will it
then,
be the
Wait a minute.
Winnipeg
Bring them to
Ice?
Winnipeg?
Because
Yep.
that's the best ice in hockey for
That's
Winnipeg.
that's 3 friggin' teams that city's gonna have. You're gonna have
Yeah.
hockey coming out your ass there. You
yeah,
got the Jets, then you got the Manitoba Moose. Now what? You're gonna have the Winnipeg Ice?
Well, if they have 300 owners, they need a bunch of teams, Lyle.
So,
Thinking of Edmonton.
according to rumors,
Mhm.
2019-20 could be the time that the Ice move. No one was available for comment from the league, obviously. But it's been the Kootenay's been trying to leave for a while. Like that area has not been doing well. And a Winnipegger is the president and GM of the Cranbrook team, so that helps a little too.
Oh, Winnipeg.
You don't have to
Yeah, I
call
was
it
way off.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think about here. It's believed the new 5,000 seat facility will be built in conjunction with the Rink Hockey Academy's new training facility currently under construction in the west end of South Lansing. So a new facility of 5,000 seats is being built in the city. So there you go.
Somebody's gunning for the title of Hockey Town now that Detroit's given it up.
Oh yeah, no, and that's someone else scored again on Detroit. So there you go.
Boy, God.
Now my team. I'm gonna pick. Who do I want to pick? So many fun logos in this league. They made the news because they hired Adam Foote. Kelowna Rockets.
Yes. That's right. They did that. Was it yesterday or Monday? I
Yesterday.
think it was Monday. Yesterday.
I don't know, something
Yeah.
day.
Something.
Mark.
I don't remember what my what I was.
I don't think you have a bit.
For. I don't know. Did I have a bit? I probably did. I don't care. It's gone now. That was last week. This is this week.
Different. He'll have a new bit next week, kids.
Yeah.
His
I'm
new
good.
bit is a new bit each week.
That's the new bit.
That's the bit.
This week it's don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Bit.
Well,
Next
this
week
team-
I care a lot. Bit.
this team plays in She's Like the Wind Arena. Apparently,
Oh,
Head
the
coach,
beaches of Cheyenne.
Patrick Swayze. It's the Everett Silvertips.
Wait a minute. You said you didn't have a bit.
Hey, I don't. I just Angel of the Winds Arena stood out to me.
It's got a
And then
fair
you
point,
go
Mike.
right into She's Like the Wind and Patrick Swayze and Dirty Dancing.
How
So
do you
there
not
was your
get
bit.
She's Like the Wind.
Mark
at
was doing
Angel of
okay.
the
Okay,
Winds?
write it down, Scotty. Mark's bid was actually his Dirty Dancing theme because he's
It's
a big
true.
Patrick Swayze fan, and nobody puts Mark in a corner.
It's true.
Oh, it's true.
Oh, it's true.
All right.
All right, Lyle, what wrestling theme you got for us?
Oh, I got a good one, and this
Do ya? I'll be the judge of that.
This was the team that was doing really badly for a while in the dub, but now it's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. The Lethbridge Gregory Helms Hurricanes.
Ooh, nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
They were a heaping shit pile not too long ago.
They really
Holy
were.
fuck.
They really. I picked them last year and using the Hurricane team, and I regret it. I think that was one where I think they only had 2 goals that week for me.
Yeah, probably wasn't
So,
the best idea for you.
Yeah, it wasn't the best pick I made. Thank God for the Frozen Four. Anyway, yeah,
Man.
Yeah.
It's all right. So, what year did this guy retire?
Oh, here we go. It's another retirement.
It's already 8:53. Wow.
I know. We got
Yeah,
a
we-
boogie
we're
on.
going long tonight.
I got off on a rant about the Kings, and then we started talking about.
Hey,
Yeah, well,
what you get off on is your own time.
It's not wrong.
Oh yeah, analytic bitching. Oh,
It's not wrong.
Ah.
All
How
right.
do you like to color code your spreadsheets, Lyle?
That sounds like party line dirty
Do
talk.
I have enough black tape on my glasses?
Do you
my
use conditional
pocket protector.
formatting?
Yeah, I need my. Wait a minute. I need my pocket protector.
All right, guys. We're going to the wonderful year of 2011.
Ooh.
April 10th, 2011.
Bum 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 bum. Was that
Adam
April?
Is it
Foot-
Siggy Paltby?
Adam Foote's last game
I feel like
Adam
that was a
Foot.
as the
With
Colorado
Columbus.
Avalanche
Oh.
took on the Edmonton Oilers.
Wow.
So 2010-11,
wow.
2 dog shit teams.
Oh, they really
Don't
were.
you dare miss it.
Oh my God, they were
And-
both horrible.
And I'm
Oh.
throwing Adam Foote out of this equation.
Oh, you would. Who are the teams?
Colorado, Edmonton.
Colorado and Edmonton. 2010-11.
11.
Oh,
Good-
man.
Good luck.
Oh man, I can
Start with
smell the
Mark.
Alpo already. Oh my lord. Woof. Woof. Woof,
Start-
I say unto
Start
you,
with the
sir.
mark.
That was
Where did those teams
April
finish
29th,
in the standings?
1992.
They must have been near the bottom.
I'll say this: Edmonton finished with 25 wins, Colorado 30.
Oh, never
So-
mind. How much is that dog shit on the sidewalk?
Mark with a C is up.
You know, I feel like we just recently did an Avalanche, and I realized it was almost a decade earlier.
Yes,
But I still
Yes.
think that Milan Hajduk was on this team.
board. Milan Hajduk on the board.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
A decade later.
Solid work.
Awesome.
Wow.
Nicely
pull.
done, Mark. Right out of the chute.
Johnny.
Oh God. 2011.
Okay. This I can get some of these.
No.
Wasn't that long ago. Only 7 years ago.
27 years ago.
I'm gonna go with David Abisher.
That's good.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Abby was gone then.
Abby was, I think, with the Canadians at that point, maybe?
He could have been
Might have
one
been,
of
might have been.
30
He bounced
teams at
around a
that
fair
point.
bit.
Let's be
Could have been in
honest.
Switzerland. Who knows?
Maybe I think he went back to Switzerland by that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lyle.
Okay, I'm gonna go for an easy layup
I
Oilers
heard
style
their
here.
flag is a big plus.
going for an easy layup here. Taylor Hall.
Rejected!
Oh,
no, fuck your mom.
no!
That's not the right
No!
one.
Easy. That got aggressive. That's
Sorry.
Wow, that was
Taylor
NBA
Hall
Jam
was
type
not-
style.
Because remember, he got into the fight and fucked up his leg.
Oh crap! Yeah,
He was
because that was his
not
rookie
there.
season.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. All right. I can-
Layup. Patrick
was-
Stefan-esque layup for an open net.
Oh wow! Missed completely. Wow.
All right, back to Mark.
John Michael Lyles.
Oh, dude, terrible.
What? How's that
Fuck
possible?
you.
How is
'Cause
it
he was-
possible that he's not on this team?
I know,
He had already moved on.
Yeah, he had moved on at that point to the Leafs, I believe.
Wow.
That's insane.
There's almost no one I know on any of these teams.
Johnny.
Come on, Johnny.
I had a really weird. I had a really wheelie.
Wheelie wheeled.
I had a really weird
boy.
thought that the Oilers may have made their pitch to pick up an NCAA player at this point and already had Justin Schultz on this team.
I think you're a little early on that one, bud.
Bit
Yeah.
early. Not on there.
Yeah.
All right.
2013 for him.
Sorry, buddy.
Yep. My turn. Okay.
I remember people that played on these teams at this point.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay. All right. Here's my shot at redemption.
All right, here we
Jordan Eberle.
There
Jordan
it is,
Eberle.
right there. He did it.
Yes.
He finally did it.
There he is.
That
There
was
was
the
the
lamp you
easy.
should have
Had to come
taken.
at it from the other side of the board. Yeah, there we
Exactly. Mark.
Mm,
2010, 11. 2010, 11.
go. 2010, 11.
Okay. I'm trying to damn it.
He's the guy with the
I
helmet.
lost him.
He's
The guy with the helmet.
No, he didn't have a helmet, right?
Oh, he did.
Peter Budaj.
Oh, board.
Oh, nice.
Big
Oh,
winner.
nice.
Good pull.
That's Avalanche.
Yep.
That's right. Nice.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. There he is.
Johnny.
This is the one guy that I have no idea how to say his name, so I'm trying to look it up real quick. Because you guys can't see me this week, so.
Right.
We'll trust you. You're allowed to look up a name for phonetics. Yeah.
He's got 3 names.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that really it? No, that's not it. He played on the NHL team. Wikipedia, fuck off.
Close.
It's an NHL team.
Yeah, it's not giving me it. I'm just. It's the guy with 3 names. Deloriers, but I don't remember the rest of his names.
Oh, John Francois or no, Jeff Drouin Delorier.
Yes.
No, he was not on this team.
Damn it.
Yeah, no.
That was a long walk to jump off a short Peter.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for go
last-
for what should be another. I'm hoping should be another easy layup. I'm gonna say Sam Gagne.
Oh, Sam Gagne. Nope.
Oh.
Not there.
Oh no.
Oh, he put,
God,
he,
these
yeah.
teams were terrible.
He was with the Oilers, but he didn't play in
Didn't
that
play.
game because he was
Did not
injured. Let me
play.
guess. Yeah.
Probably.
Balls. Jesus.
Oh, I just remembered somebody.
Okay. No,
I
go
think-
ahead.
No, it's Mark's turn.
Marky?
Oh, okay.
I think I'm not going to say his last name correctly, but you're going to know who I'm talking about. Sean Horcroft. Horcroft.
Ooh, good one.
That's a good pull. None on this team.
Ah.
Gianni?
I'm gonna go with a guy that was on the better part of 13 years being traded out of Edmonton and hoping he's still on this team. Alish Hemsky.
Ooh, good one.
Nope.
What?
Sorry.
He was
No.
on the team, but he was injured,
not.
right?
He did not play this game.
Round.
The last game of the season, they probably
All
sat
those-
him out.
Man, these
Those
are
Oilers were
technicalities.
horrible. Jesus.
Wow.
So Kanye
All
was
right.
out.
Kanye.
God
Kanye,
damn it.
yep.
Taylor Hall was out.
God, this
Yep.
is
Taylor
this
Hall
is
was out.
dumb. These teams were fucking terrible.
Hemsky was
Oh.
out half the season.
Jesus.
These teams are god awful.
All right. I'm not going to call this an
Lyle.
easy layup. I know he was with the team.
Okay.
Say it.
I
We got-
know he was with the team.
Sure.
Dustin Penner?
Mm-mm.
Oh, come on.
This is so good.
Shit.
Oh, this is so good.
Ah,
He
This
was
is
with
so
the
team.
good
With
that
the team,
AJ
right?
hasn't
He
even
was with
sent
the
us
team.
anybody yet.
he was with the
He only
team.
played
Yes.
he played 62 games that year.
Mother-
I think that's when he had his pancake incident.
God, these
Again.
guys suck so bad. God's no
Oh.
wonder Oilers fans hated them so much. Jesus.
Oh shit, Mark.
I might be a year early on this, but I'm going to go with the Nuge, Ryan Nugent Hopkins.
You are too early on that.
Yeah, he got drafted that year.
Yeah.
First overall, shocking.
Wow.
Johnny.
This is a bad part is that I have no idea who the goalie could even be. Oh man. Rico Fata?
Oh, close. No, sorry.
Ah.
Sorry.
All right, I'm getting away from the Oilers here because they're bringing me nothing but pain.
Yeah, life's not going to get any better in Colorado.
Fuck. Okay. Hang on. For a silly second, Joe Sakic jumped in my head, but that's not my answer. No,
Is he the
no,
GM?
no. Not yet. I'm thinking Matt Duchene.
Bored.
Oh,
Wow.
thank God. If you had said that he didn't play that game, son of a bitch, that was it. I was out. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's it. Nobody dressed anybody.
Wow.
They all dressed their bums. I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. Mark.
God damn it.
Do you want to do AJ's before I go?
Oh, we got an AJ?
We got
Yeah.
an AJ.
What we got?
I just sent it. It said he's having connection issues, but he'll take Ryan Smith.
Ooh.
No Ryan Smith on this team.
Yeah, I
Oh.
remember.
I think he was in LA.
He was in
Yeah,
LA.
he
I
had
think,
already
but-
tried it this
He
week.
Yeah.
already tried at this point. I remembered. I was going to go with Ryan Smith, but I remember him balling on national television, international television.
International
Yeah.
television. Wow.
And not in the good way of balling.
No, not like White Escalade.
No, not like Dave.
No.
Dave, be like homie.
Steve Stais.
Oh, that's a good one. Come
I'm
on.
sorry.
Oh,
I think he was
on
in-
the team, right?
No,
Hey,
Really?
Steve.
I think he was in Calgary at that point.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, damn, that was a good pull.
That was a good pull. I'm wondering where he was. Actually, I think he might have been in Washington.
Look him up.
I'm looking
Take a
him
sec.
right-
Take a sec while Johnny, because it's Johnny's turn. Johnny?
He was in Calgary. I was right with my first
There you
assumption.
go. You were right the first time.
Played
AJ
39
has
right.
another
games.
guess.
What's
Oh.
up?
AJ would like to go with Tom Gilbert.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Bored.
Nice.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. Tom
Calrick
Gilbert.
and Lake Street is alive.
Yes. Johnny?
Johnny?
I know Mark mentioned Milan Hajduk earlier in this. I'm just gonna say him for shits and giggles. I'm gonna go with Alex Tanguay.
Sorry.
He was still playing. I just don't think he was playing in Colorado at that point.
No, I don't think he was either. Lyle, and then, by the way, last call for internet guesses.
Okay.
These teams are terrible.
They're
They are.
god awful.
Paul Stastny?
Nope.
Wow.
Come on.
Nope.
They really didn't dress those guys, did
Yeah,
they?
he really didn't dress anybody.
Because I'm like, yeah, he was with the team. He was
Um,
with the team. I know he was with the Avalanche back
Last
then.
round, Mark.
Oh, God, this is a frustrating round. Don't ever pull suck ass teams again for this. This is awful.
awesome, actually.
Well,
this is the time. This
I
is the period of
suppose
time when
it
Leland
is.
Irving's going to be on one of these fucking teams.
Oh, you watch. He would be too.
he added another wrinkle this season, and that is the last game of the season when people are not
Somebody's
playing.
retired.
Because they have prospects that they pulled up that they're
Yeah, this does make it tough because when you're talking two teams that were
like
playoff
late
bound, you know they're
September
dressing
baseball.
full up. Yeah,
You got a lot of guys wearing 60s and 70s out there.
yeah, and 80s. Yeah, guys are yeah.
um
I'm staying the hell away from the Oilers. I'm going to give the Avs one last shot.
shit. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm out.
Happen. Johnny.
So AJ has one.
Okay, AJ.
He's going to go with Gabriel Landeskog.
Nope.
Yeah, I thought that was a little
That was
early for him.
early, yeah.
A little early for him.
And I'm just going to say fuck it and hope for the best. I'm going to go with Chris Bork.
Oh, no.
Bork.
But I love it.
I figured if anybody was playing this
That
in
would've
this
been
game,
great.
it would have been
Chris
him.
Bork. Yeah. All right. I'm going to pick another guy that I know was on the team.
All right, here we go.
Probably
Last-
wasn't dressed.
Last guess. Here we go.
Ryan O'Reilly.
There it is.
Yes!
He did it.
Yes!
He did it, ladies.
Oh
Son
my
of a-
god! I didn't get anybody today.
I'm
Oh, these
surprised.
are
I'm surprised
horrible.
no one guessed Alexei Zhitnik.
Are you serious?
Mark, that's you. I even gave him
Are you
because you're back. I didn't pick Alexei Zhitnik. You
What
jerk.
team did he play for?
Neither. I'm just saying. I'm
Oh,
surprised
you
he,
son of a bitch!
he didn't dress for any of these teams either.
I almost
I'm-
said Yannick Perot.
Oh,
All right,
I'm gonna let Alexei Jitnik fade into the.
yeah.
No,
Until-
until I
here's
do-
your
The week
options
before
now.
you came back, Alexei Zhitnik was on the team.
until I do
Twice,
six
2
straight
weeks
weeks,
in a row.
until I do 6 straight weeks of Alexei Zhitnik games.
Yeah. Your next choices are either Yannick Perot or Mike Sillinger because he played for 13 teams. So.
You're
Right?
You're
All right.
you are totally gonna do the Czech Republic or
I know,
Olympic team
right?
from.
Here we
I'll
go.
be
So,
Ludermirs and Alexis
the
Yeah.
Oilers.
and Oleg's.
The
Okay.
Oilers. Andrew Cagliano.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Eberle was mentioned. Curtis Foster, the people. Tom Gilbert was mentioned. Timu Harkinen.
The other
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
John
Yeah.
Francois Jacques. Ryan Jones.
team. What? Who are these
Steve,
people?
Steve McIntyre.
Oh my God.
Ryan O'Mara.
He sounds like a great middle reliever.
He played for the Orioles at one point.
Third base. Linus Olmark.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Oh, the kid who was supposed to be the next
Yeah.
big dazzling scorer. Yeah.
Yeah, he was great in the shootout.
Yes,
Magnus,
he was.
Magnus Payarvi.
Mm-hmm.
Another one. Yeah.
Theo Peckham.
Nope.
The man they call the dish, Jeff Petrie.
Oh, that's right.
my
Yes. And he's doing really well in Montreal.
Liam Reddix. Ladislav Schmid.
Mm-hmm.
Schmid.
Jason Strudwick.
Wow.
Jim Vandermeer.
Right.
UND.
He was great. He was great in what was this show like with the Pacey?
Dawson's Creek.
Yes.
University of North Dakota alum Chris Vandevelde.
They
And
had two
net.
hands?
In net.
Nikolai Hobby Bullen.
Oh, the
Wow.
wall.
That was before
Ooh,
his extreme
wow.
DUI.
Right.
Forgot.
Or it could have
Damn
been
it.
after.
It was
Um,
after.
It was after, yeah. For the Colorado Avalanche, Sean Bell. Duchesne was mentioned. Philippe Dupuis. Foot couldn't be mentioned. Hayduk was mentioned. Jonas Holos. Jonas Holos. Jonas Holos logged 23 minutes of ice time.
In his career.
He led the entire. Let me see. He led the entire Avalanche with 30 shifts.
Who won that game, by the way?
Nobody.
The Colorado Avalanche 4-3.
Oh my
It
God!
was the
what-
only game in NHL history that the NHL was like, "Fuck it, we're not giving out any standings."
They may
This
as
guy,
well.
this
It
guy
was
had a
horrible.
goal and 2 assists. David Jones.
Oh,
What?
in his locker.
Yeah. David Kochi, Jay McClement, Cody McLeod,
Yeah.
Ryan O'Byrne, O'Reilly was mentioned, Mark Olive,
There were a lot of Irish
somethings.
guys on this
Yeah.
team.
Wow.
Kevin Porter, not Kevin Potter, Ryan Stoa, Ryan Wilson, Daniel Winnick,
Okay.
and Brandon Yip with Peter Budaj in net.
Oh my
Peter
god.
Buda. Wow.
You know what would be great is when,
I wonder why
when
those
he
two
got the
teams are
yips
poorly.
and he wasn't able to shoot well. He was probably fantastic for the announcers.
So wait, was Budaj the starter that year? Please tell me that he was the backup and I just pulled
Oh,
that
I
one
think
out
he
of
was
my
the
ass.
backup. I would
Yeah.
have to. I would
No,
have
like
to
I
think
who
think
back.
else was on that team?
Well,
Was
because I
Average
couldn't.
the other goalie on that team? Because like who else was the goalie on that team?
Let me find out.
Why you search on that?
Peter Budaj had 45. He was the starter.
He was the starter.
There you
I had a
go.
feeling he was.
Craig Anderson was a backup,
Oh God!
and so was Brian Elliott.
Wow. Wow.
That's
Jesus.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And yet Peter Budaj was the starter.
Peter
Yep.
Buda was a wait a minute. Didn't they trade Craig Anderson that year?
I think
To
he got picked up
Ottawa?
on either he got traded or picked up on waivers. It's-
I think
For
he
a
got
time there,
traded to
Anderson was
Ottawa.
waiver guy along with Michael Layton.
Yeah, I think that was the year. I might be mistaken, but I think that was the year he got traded to Ottawa
Let me
because the
see.
Senators were doing a big roster turnover around that time.
Oh yeah,
too.
he was traded for Brian Elliott. That was the swap.
Yeah, that's right.
And
That's right.
Was the Varlamov deal 2012 or 13? Because I'm pretty sure that Varlamov wound up-
2013, I think.
wound up there fairly.
I
close.
knew
wasn't
that
too
was
far
early
after
for
that, yeah.
Varlamov.
Yeah, yeah. Varlamov landed there. I'm pretty sure. I think it was
2013
2013.
sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so there.
Wow.
The goalies for the Oilers that year:
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus.
Apart from Habby, right from the Boolin Law.
Devin Dubnyk,
Oh my God, Devin Dubnyk. Yes.
and the man who was 3-0-0
Ty Conklin.
with a 958 save percentage and a 130 goals against, and was moved to Ottawa. Martin Gerber.
Wow.
Oh.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. I think he went back to Switzerland.
Mm.
He played 3 games and then just pieced.
Devin
said-
Dubnyk.
Yeah.
Boy, oh
Interesting.
boy, are they ever regretting letting him go?
Well, he just had shitty goalie coaches. What can you say?
Yeah. Well,
Isn't it amazing to look at these really shitty teams and how good of players that they had that became really good after they left?
Right?
yeah. Taylor Hall. Yeah. Koff. Devin Dubnyk. Yeah. Well, Ryan
could-
O'Reilly was pretty good when they had him anyway. He just
Yeah.
he just got better, but he was still really good.
All right.
All right.
Well, now it's been real. It's been fun. It's been
Wow.
fun.
As always,
Amazing.
guys.
Let's not do that again.
Yeah. No.
Oof, that was a rough one.
Yeah. We will talk to you next time through.
All right, guys. Have a great
Halloween.
week.
Have your best costume ready.
All
I
right.
will.
I'll wear my luchador mask.
I'm going as 3-hole punch Lyle. So
Oh, by the way, I bought 4 Luchador masks online, so they should be coming in soon.
Nice.
So-
oh, so
Switch
two
up
of you.
during
Oh,
the show.
I'm gonna be. Yeah, I'll be.
I don't
so
know if they'll be
confused.
here in time for Halloween, but they'll be here sooner or later.
That'd be fantastic.
All right, Lau, have a good week.
Have a good one, guys.
There he goes. Lowrich at SpectorsHockey.net and at SpectorsHockey on Twitter.
Do
for
we
all
have
the
a
news
Halloween
on
show this year?
Yes, it's next Wednesday.
That's amazing. On the 31st, that means I don't have to give out candy. Fuck those kids.
There you go. Perfect. Nailed it. Shout outs, Johnny.
I'll give a shout out to the Black Bears. Good weekend. 3 out of 4 points ain't bad.
There's a lot of movement on the chicken fingers.
A lot of movement on the chicken fingers. So the best part about the chicken fingers is that the chicken fingers were pre-packaged with fries and chicken fingers in a bag.
Nice. That's the way
They
to
just
do it.
handed you a bag. Extremely smart of them. There weren't enough fries. I'm gonna throw that out there. Need more fries with the 3 chicken fingers that I bought.
Hey, can you get more fries for the media guy?
I will say that also I got into a fight with the Italians
Oh God.
because I gave them a tip because I don't have cash with me and they won't give me tip. They won't allow me to give tips on the credit card. So I gave them a $10 tip and they're like, "No, we can't take this." And I was like, "No, take it. It's been 4 times I've gotten food from you. You're taking this." So they gave me an extra Red Bull and I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks. I didn't really need this. It's not what I was going for." But apparently they didn't remember the other 3 times that I went to go and get food from them. So thank you, Italians.
There's a lot of hand motion in that argument. I'm
There
sure,
were a
too.
lot. There was a lot of hand motion. And he showed up and he handed me 2 Red Bulls. And I knew that if I didn't take both of them, that one of them was getting thrown at me. I've been in an Italian fight before.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what wrong with the media guy?
It's a lot of this, and then we cannot take it.
What are you doing?
No. He was like, no, there's too much. And I was like, no, it's been 4. And I'm like using hand signals to be like, no, it's been 4 times. And he's like, no, too much. And I was like, no, you won't let me tip you. You're taking the money. There was like a 12-year-old that like thought we were actually getting into a fight. Neither here nor there. I've yet to speak to them in Italian because I thought that might be too far.
Oh, that would just set off a war.
That's when he's like, "Oh no, really?" He's like, "Hold on." So shout out to the Black Bears.
Yeah.
I'll give a shout out to the Black Bears glass box of emotion as well.
Yes.
That thing might be the greatest invention that's come to Piney Orchard in years, outside of the gear swap that they have at the end of every season. The glass box of emotion is amazing because it allows the announcer to be in the middle of everything. And it gives a good camera angle from center ice. Scotty would know more. I think it's a bit shaky because I think there's a guy actually holding it.
Yeah, it's a little shaky, but
it's a better angle. So shout out glass box of emotion. Yeah. And thanks to all the Black Bears parents that have started following us on Facebook.
yeah, I know.
They love the pictures. It's like they don't get to see their kids very often. So like I'm happy that I'm your conduit.
There you go. Perfect.
Hopefully they're not
Jeez.
listening.
That's
Or
fine
if you
they
are, thank you for listening.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for listening. Mark.
I'm gonna give a shout out. So, I don't really get to plan my life more than a week in advance. So, you guys telling me that next week's show is on Halloween, I probably will not be able to make the entirety of the show next week.
Fair enough.
Since we will be taking Hudson out trick or treating. He is over a year old now, so he's
gonna be
old enough
dressed
at
like a
least to recognize that if he does things, he might get candy for them. And we're supposed to teach him that that's okay, apparently. And then we get to spend the rest of our lives not asking stranger for candy. It seems counterintuitive now that I say it out loud, but
Right? What did we learn all these years?
so anyway, we're gonna take Hudson around asking strangers for candy next week. So I might have to. We'll see. Depends on when we get home. I might be able to hop on the last bit of the show. That's not really a shout out. Shout out to Halloween. That'll be fun this year because who cares?
Mhm.
Unless you have a small child who might care. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have any shout outs. That's why I kind of rambled for about a minute and a half there.
That's fine. We appreciate you coming on. Funny we mentioned Timu Harkinen. He scored it. He's on the news now because he scored a winner in the KHL off his face. Former teammate Linus Omark slapped. It looks like it's a slap shot, and then it got deflected by an opposing team's skate off the blocker, the goalie, off of Harkonnen's face and in.
Wow.
So 2 former Oilers from that 2011 team connect for a big winner. Who's to say they always die away in the KHL? No one says that. I just made it up. Anyway, shout out to Antibiotics for Jen. Diss to Antibiotics for Jen. Shout out to UND. Shout out to the Black Bears and their families. Shout out to you for listening. Thank you all. We appreciate it. We got things to do. Patreon. Patreon.com/Faceoff Hockey Show. We got the fun things there. Facebook.com/FOHS Radio. Twitter.com/FOHS Radio for all the fun stuff there. BlogTalkRadio.com. FOHS Radio. You can subscribe. It'll be a good time. But for Johnny P. Mark with the C, I'm Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. It's been Faceoff Hockey Show powered by Blog Talk Radio. Until we talk to you in 7 days' time for a spooky show. Woo!
Oh, Frankenstein could be back.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, look forward to that. Till next week. Peace.
Was a circumstance, addicted personality, he had no chance. He felt the rock bottom while his pockets felt dry. When you don't have wings, it's impossible to fly.